Triangle Distributing.
Hello and welcome to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, and welcome to the WOCO Bullfrogs pregame show. The Bullfrogs are coming off a loss last night to the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders on the road. It was set to be a home-and-home doubleheader. However, it ended up just being a one-game series against the Dock Spiders as the Bullfrogs game here in Green Bay yesterday morning was postponed. That game postponed all the way back to the end of the season on Sunday, August 13th. That game will now be a doubleheader as the Bullfrogs were supposed to have a game already against the Dock Spiders. The Bullfrogs and Dock Spiders on the season. Series now sits at 3-2 in favor of the Dock Spiders as the Bullfrogs were tied up 2-2 going into yesterday's game. They would lose 6-3 to the Dock Spiders after playing a solid game. Much of that due to the fact of Matt Goitia. Goitia, last night's starting pitcher for the Bullfrog, pitches 6 innings, allows no runs in all of his innings, 6 scoreless, allows just 2 hits, walks 3, and struck out 7. One of the best appearances we've seen by any starting pitchers this season. However, the Bullfrogs offense could not help him out, and neither could the bullpen. The Bullfrogs would take a 3-0 lead in that game, largely due to the fact that, of course, Dan Leckie hit a 2-run shot. Riley Smith would grab an RBI double in the game as well. But that's the entire offense for the Bullfrogs. They don't score another run in the entire game, and the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders put 6 runs across in the 7th and 8th inning. Goitia would leave the game, and then Mason Schwellenbach made his second appearance out on the mound in a Bullfrogs uniform, and it didn't go to plan. In 2 innings pitched, he allowed 6 earned runs, striking out 2. Today, the Bullfrogs are set to host the Kenosha Kingfish for a 2-game series. After they play 2 games here at Joe Annie Stadium, they're going to hop up on the bus and travel out to Kenosha for a 2-game series. Kenosha currently holds the series at 0-4. They've swept the Bullfrogs their last 2 times. We'll give you your lineups, and then when we come back, we will give you your lineups for both teams. Of course, right now, I'll give you the scoreboard for today's games. The Mankato Moondogs will face off against the Duluth Huskies today. The Rockford Rivets travel to Mequon to take on the Lakeshore Chinooks. The Waterloo Bucks, they are in Eau Claire taking on the Express. The Fond du Lac Dock Spiders are in Wausau taking on the Wisconsin Woodchucks. The Kalamazoo Growlers in Battle Creek again today. They have a 4-game series. Yesterday, the Battle Creek would win both games. Battle Creek Bombers ahead in that game 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. The Madison Mallards are in Wisconsin Rapids taking on the Raptors. The La Crosse Loggers in Thunder Bay, Canada taking on the Border Cats. That game in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and the Border Cats lead 4-0. The Rochester Hawkers in Wilmer, Minnesota taking on the Stingers, and that is your lineups for today's games. National Anthem about to be played here in Green Bay. When we come back, I'll play the interview with Connor Wallersheim, left-handed pitcher out of Kent State, who was recently named to the Major League Dream Showcase. We talk about that, and we talk about his experience in Green Bay and what he plans to bring back to Kent State. So stay tuned for the second half of the pregame show. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Ready to take a voyage through the sounds and styles of some of the world's greatest musical performers? Hi, this is Mike Martin, host of Martini Mix, and every week I'll bring you timeless greats of music, time-tested artists like Count Basie, Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, and many more. I'll bring you the perfect blend of music, nice and cool, served straight up on Martini Mix with Mike Martin.
Listen to Martini Mix Sundays from 1 to 3 p.m. on WOCO Stereo FM 107.1.
At 24/7 well and pump service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site. Whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines, they'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the Oconto Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 well and pump service. Fireside Road, Oconto Falls.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at Oconto Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The Oconto Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
At the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at Joanne Stadium. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, and welcome to the Bullfrogs pregame show. I was able to meet up with Connor Wallersheim before the game, who was selected to the Major League Dream Showcase. Listen in to the interview with Connor.
Bullfrogs, Connor, congratulations. You were announced to the Major League Dream Showcase team. What's it mean to you?
It's a really big honor. It's only 100 players in Northwoods, and it's a special honor to be chosen to go to this event.
Coming into Green Bay, you joined your teammate Brad Hamilton, who has since left and gone back home. With that being said, without Brad here, of course, was the lone returner. How do you like Green Bay?
I like it a lot. I'm only 40 minutes from here. I've heard about the Bullfrogs before, and it's pretty cool to play for a team that you heard about growing up.
You've done pretty solid this season for the Bullfrogs. What is something that when you came into the season this summer that you really wanted to improve on and bring back to Kent State?
My biggest thing was working on a changeup, and I think so far this summer I've made a great jump with my changeup and made it more effective when I'm throwing it, and that's helped me tremendously this summer.
What's your goal for next season at Kent State?
Hopefully to earn a good spot on the team and to win another MAC championship.
Awesome. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
So that was Connor Wallersheim of the Green Bay Bullfrogs, left-handed pitcher, the lone player on this Bullfrogs roster to be selected to go to that Major League Dream Showcase. And we are proud of him, of course. Chris Sabo will be the manager of the team at that Major League Dream Showcase as well. And what a great experience for those guys that haven't got to be around Chris Sabo this year at the Dream Showcase. He'll get to be managed by a three-time All-Star and a Rookie of the Year. Of course, Sabo would like for his team to do a bit better here in Green Bay, though. Come into the game on a 7-game losing streak, which is good for the longest losing streak in franchise history. It's a tough 7 past games for the Frogs. They've lost some close ones, and they've lost some games where they've struggled kind of in all facets of the game. Last night, however, was not one of those. Would have a 3-0 lead going into the top of the 7th inning, but they can't hold on. A 3-run bottom of the 7th and a 3-run bottom of the 8th for the Dark Spiders would be the difference, and the Bullfrogs lose their 7th straight. Due up for the Kenosha Kingfish here in the first inning will be Connor Doyle, the center fielder. Mike Madej, the second baseman, stands on deck, and Jack Yalowitz, the right fielder, in the hole. First pitch in from Gilbert. It's a fastball that finds the inside corner, 0-1. Will Gilbert out on the mound for the Bullfrogs today. Gilbert on the season for the Bullfrogs has had a pretty good year. He's had some solid outings, and he's had some that he probably would like back. 0-1 pitch. Fat changeup, rather, that runs low, 1-1. Gilbert on the year posting a 6.23 ERA. Has managed a 2-3 record. In 5 starts, he's appeared in 10 games. Has been used as a reliever and a starter. The 1-1 pitch, it's a fastball that swung on and fouled straight back into the backstop. 1-2. We're here in front of a relatively crowded house in Green Bay. Thirsty Thursday. Half-price beverages all night. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Will Gilbert starts things off on the right foot. A strikeout as Doyle goes down swinging. Fooled him with the breaking ball there. Mike Madej will now dig in, the second baseman. Will Gilbert out of Baylor University has not been officially announced to the roster there, as he's transferred in from a Division III program over the winter break. Did practice with the team this past year. First pitch into Madej, a fastball that runs low and wide, 1-0.
Chris, I'll come to you again. You're live.
Madej stands in, the 1-0. Swung on, ground ball to first. Bourbon has it, the run to first, and beats out the runner by an easy 5 or 6 steps for out number 2. Good play by Willie Bourbon over there at first. A grounder towards him. A hot shot of a grounder at that. He scoops it up on the 3rd or 4th bounce when it was hard hit over there to him. Not the easiest of plays, but Bourbon made it look easy over there. 2 away. Jack Yalowitz, the right fielder, digs in. First pitch to him. It's a change-up that bounces in the dirt and gets away from Zach Plunkett. And the count moves to a ball and no strikes. The 1-0. Fastball that runs wide, 2-0. Defensive lineups here for the Bullfrogs is the newcomer. Bagnaski out in left field. Mikey Flea in center and Troy Johnston in right. 2-0. Another change-up rather that time that runs wide, 3-0. From third to first base, Dan Leckie, Riley Smith, Ben Hart at second, and Willie Bourbon at first. 3-0. Fastball right over the plate, 3-1. Zach Plunkett behind the plate tonight, giving the signs. And out on the mound, starting things off, of course, Will Gilbert. The right-handed pitcher rocks back and sends in the 3-1. Swung on, it's a pop-up just out into the left field grass. Riley Smith, the shortstop, tracking back, gets underneath of it and records out number 3. Just like that, done with the top of the first. Will Gilbert puts him down in order, 1, 2, 3. Stay tuned for the second half. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium. Bottom of the first inning, about to get underway. Due up for the Bullfrogs here in this bottom of the first will be Mikey Folia, the center fielder, Connor Bagneski, the left fielder, and Riley Smith, the shortstop. The 4-hole hitter tonight for the Frogs is Troy Johnston. He's playing right field. Willie Bourbon batting 5th, the first baseman. Dan Leckie 6th. He's playing 3rd. Ben Hart, the second baseman, in the 7-hole. Zach Plunkett in the 8th hole at catcher. And For the first time this season, we will have a pitcher as the designated hitter as Jared Toby hits in the 9-hole tonight. Starting pitcher out on the mound for the Kenosha Kingfish will be Mitch Boyer. Boyer on the season 1-2, just finished up his freshman year at Creighton. On the season has appeared in 8 games, this being his 8th start. On the years, posted a 4.02 ERA, and in 31 1/3 innings pitched has dealt in 21 strikeouts to 19 walks. His last time out, he would get the victory, pitching 5 innings and allowing just 1 earned run with 2 strikeouts and 4 walks in a win against the Lakeshore Chinooks. Opposing teams batting .331 against him, so they have had some success. We'll see if the Bullfrogs can continue that trend as Mikey Falia, the center fielder out of UC Irvine, digs in. Defensive lineup for the Kenosha Kingfish tonight. It's Nick Canavis out in left, Connor Doyle in center, Jack Yalowitz out in right, Michael Sinks at third, Carson Brichard is at shortstop, Mike Madej at second, Derek Bengard at first, and behind home plate, Jesse Wilking. Falia digs in, and Mitch Boyle takes a deep breath and sends in the first pitch. It's a fastball that runs high and wide, and it's a 1-0 count to start things out here in the bottom of the first inning. Scattered crowd here on this Thursday night, expecting it to fill up a bit more than this. 1-0 pitch runs inside, 2-0, as it still looks like some fans are finding their way to their seats and buying their concession stands and whatnot. But a crowded Bud Light Beach Club out in left field, and the Liney's deck out in right, packed to the brim. 2-0 pitch is swung on and fouled away right side. 2-1.
Call Tri-City Glass and Door 468-7820.
Mikey Falia fouls one off, takes a practice swing, now digs back in. Mitch Boyer comes set, rocks back and sends in the 2-1. That one swung on, a blooper to the shortstop, and he easily makes the play. Falia not getting all of that one, just kind of slices underneath of it, and it's almost surprising it even made its way out into the infield dirt, as it did not have much on it. Carson Brichard is there to make the grab, and there's one away. So Connor Bagneski, making his Bullfrog home debut, digs in. Left-handed batter stands in, swings at the first pitch he sees, base hit, and he starts things off the same way he started things off last night for the Bullfrogs, with a hit. In his first at-bat in a Bullfrogs uniform down in Fond du Lac, he would manage a little blooper over the head of the third baseman, Michael Sinks, or last night it would have been a different third baseman for the Doc Spiders. But nonetheless, started the night out with a base hit, would go down swinging in the rest of his appearances, but did manage the hit. He takes a lead over at first, and Riley Smith, the shortstop, digs in. Riley Smith out of Minnesota. First pitch to him, a fastball low, 1-0. An normal starter for the Golden Gophers. However, this past season would bat just 143. Bit of a sophomore slump after batting 300 during his freshman year and making the Big Ten All-Freshman team. The right-handed batter stands back in the 1-0. Bagnaski takes off from first. The throw from Wilking, in time. Caught him stealing, and 2 outs on the board now. An aggressive play there from Bagnaski and Chris Sabo to give him the sign to take off there. Of course, in just his second game as a Bullfrog out of State College of Florida. Did not play this past season, sat out. Riley Smith digs that back in with the 2-0 count. The delivery, it's swung on and fouled away right side. Count sits at 2 balls and a strike now. Mitch Boyer, the Creighton University product, out there on the bump, looking for his second win of the season. 2-1. Fastball in the dirt. Moves the count to 3 balls and a strike. Staying on deck for the Bullfrogs is Troy Johnston, the right fielder, which I think is making his debut in the 4-hole. 3-1 pitch. That one swung on and fouled straight back into the backstop netting, and it fills the count. Bullfrogs, not only are they on a 7-game losing streak, but they've caught the injury bug. Many of players no longer on the roster, many of players fighting through injuries. Kyle Pena last night would have an awkward fall out in left field and kind of tweaked something. He's not in the lineup tonight. Payoff pitch from Boyer. That one swung on, a blooper past the second baseman, Madej. Diving to make the play, gets his glove on it, but the throw to first not in time. And it's the second hit of the game for the Bullfrogs as Riley Smith manages an infield single over to first.
Johnston!
And not a hard hit ground ball, it was more of a slicing ground ball over towards the second baseman. It's well to the right of Madej. He has to run to his left, dive out into the outfield grass to try to make a play on it, and by the time he throws it to first, Riley Smith with enough speed to get over there in time. Troy Johnston, this right fielder tonight, digs in, swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a fly ball deep to right. That ball is gone. 2-run shot for Troy Johnston, and the Bullfrogs start things off on the right foot with a 2-run shot.
Troy Johnston, 2-run home run, brought to you by Auto Select. Also brought to you by David Insurance.
The third hit of the game for the Bullfrogs. They take a 2-0 lead. Troy Johnston, he might find himself in the cleanup spot a couple more times this season. So after the homer, Willie Bourbon will dig in. Last night, the Bullfrogs would take a 3-0 lead over the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, and that would be all of their offense. Today, the Bullfrogs took some extra batting practice as they had to show up early for pitchers, and after the pitchers were done, they said, you know what, let's take some extra BP. So far for Johnson, at least, it's paying off. First pitch into Bourbon's a fastball low, 1-0, he gets ahead. That ball all the way deep into right field. There's the Liney's deck out there. 1-0 pitch. Swung on. Ground ball to second. Madej has it on the second to bounce. A sidearm throw to first is in time, and it ends the inning. But as I was going to mention, Troy Johnston not needing that extra 12 feet from the Liney's deck. He sends it over the right field wall. That'll do it for the first inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a Brewpub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every Brewpub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half-pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Tired of running to the bank for every little check? You can save a trip to the bank with the convenience of mobile check deposit from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. Snapping a picture with our app is as safe as depositing checks at one of our 7 locations. No more rushing to the bank before closing to make those important deposits. Visit snbt.com to enroll for mobile check deposit today. The Stevenson National Bank and Trust, 101 Bray Lake Way in O'Connell. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Top of the second inning about to get underway. The Bullfrogs currently trail, or rather, my apologies, they lead the Kenosha Kingfish 2-0 after 1. A 2-run shot from Troy Johnston to end off the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs on the board. Riley Smith would manage an infield single, and it would prove to be the difference. Gets on first, and Troy Johnston, the next batter up, launches one. Johnston admiring it at home plate as well. So due up for the Kenosha Kingfish here in the top of the second will be Derek Bangert, the first baseman. Derek Bangert out of Bradley University on the season, having an absolute unreal season. Batting .303 with 52 RBIs. Has 10 homers on the season as well. First pitch to him from Will Gilbert. It's The fastball that runs high, 1-0. To kind of put that 52 RBIs number into perspective, Troy Johnston leads the Green Bay Bullfrogs team with RBIs, and he has just around 27. The 1-0 pitch, that one runs low in the dirt, 2-0. Bangard last night for the Kingfish against the Lakeshore Chinooks would go 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a walk. 2-0. Fastball high, and Will Gilbert does not start things off the same way he left things in the first. Of course, a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first. Down in the count here, 3-0. The 3-0. Fastball that finds the inside corner for strike number 1. Derek Bangard had already laid his bat down on the dirt and was on his way to first when home plate umpire rung him up. Or rather, called in a strike, I should say. To a 3-1 count, no outs on the board. Nobody on. Top of the second inning. 3-1 pitch. Change up that finds the zone. Full count. Derek Bangard this past season made 44 appearances as a redshirt junior, hitting .270 with the team high 14 home runs and 41 RBIs. Payoff pitch. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Strike 3. The second strikeout of the night for Will Gilbert, and Bangard has a word with the home plate umpire. He did not think that he went around. So after going down in the count there, 3-0, Will Gilbert storming back for the K. Austin Badrado now digs in, the designated hitter. Badrado out of Florida just got himself a national championship ring. The freshman digs in, shows bunt, but pulls it away. It's a breaking ball way high and wide, 1-0. Badrado this past season would have been at 143 in 8 games, managed just 1 hit. On the season for the Kingfish in 17 games, has posted a .242 batting average. The 1-0 fastball that clips the lower outside portion, 1-1 now. Has 16 hits on the year, 1-1. Fastball that runs wide that time. Count moves to a ball and a strike. Badrado, however, despite struggling on the season for the Kingfish and at Florida, highly recruited out of high school. Swings at the 2-1 pitch, a fly ball to left field. The newcomer on the team, Bagneski, underneath of it, makes the grab for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Jesse Wilkinen will dig in now, the catcher. Wilkinen out of Nebraska. Just finished up his sophomore year where he would have been .247 with 42 hits and 22 RBIs. On the season for the Kingfish, batting .319 with 13 RBIs. The right-handed batter digs in. Gilbert deals to him. Fastball and runs inside and low, 1-0. Zach Plunkett, the catcher tonight for the Bullfrogs, can't put the mid on that one. As it rolls back to the press box, Jake Esp has to run over and scoop it up. Count sits at 1-0. Will Gilbert on the man, deals it in. That one swung on, line drive to first, and it got past Willie Bourbon. Looked like an easy out, but it rolls all the way to the bullpen. Rounding first is Wilkinen, and he dives into second base for a double. Willie Bourbon staring into the sun. And he asked for the sunglasses from Ben Hart. That's exactly what happened. Tough break for Will Gilbert out on the mound. Should have been an easy out. Was a line drive straight to Bourbon over there. Not hit all that hard. Could have made the play, but lost it in the sun. Asked for Ben Hart's sunglasses, and now he supports those. And the new batter in Canvas digs in. First pitch he sees, a fastball inside, 1-0. Gilbert had retired the last batters that he faced. All of them, in fact. 1-0. That one swung on. Line drive over towards the first base coach. He has to dodge out of the way of that one, and it evens it up 1-1. And strikeouts, but Wilkening gets one past him there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Checks the runner at second twice and deals it in. That one swung on and fouled off the bat, 1-2. Kenovus out of Kent State. Spent a year at the University of Arizona before transferring from there to Madison College. So he's a guy that's been all over the place playing some baseball. At Madison this past season, he would bat .362. The 1-2. Swung on. Ground ball to third. Dan Leckie has it. The long throw to first in time. Bourbon stretching to grab that one for out number 3. That'll do it for the top of the second inning. Stay tuned for the bottom half. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network 107.1 FM.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Witt's O'Connell Falls Piggly Wiggly's 2-day truckload produce sale is Thursday and Friday, August 3rd and 4th. Red seedless grapes, 99 cents a pound. Cauliflower, 99 cents a pound. Fresh sweet corn, 6 for $2. Sweet cantaloupe, $1.99 each. Whole sweet watermelon, $2.99 each, and much, much more. Quality produce while supplies last at Witt's O'Connell Falls Piggly Wiggly's annual produce sale, August 3rd and August 4th.
Video SEL broadcast. Oh, wait, no, one sec. Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at Joanne Stadium. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Welcome to the WOCO Sports pregame show. We're not on the pregame show. I'm all over my place. I was reading my last tweet, and you should read them as well. You can find it on Twitter at GB Bullfrogs. We are in the bottom of the second inning, and the Bullfrogs have a 2-0 lead over the Kenosha Kingfish. Comes off the bat of Troy Johnston, who belts a 2-run home run, giving the Bullfrogs lead. Leading things off here in the bottom of the second will be Dan Leckie. Dan Leckie, the third baseman on the season for the Bullfrogs, having his struggles, comes into the game batting just .196. He swings at the first pitch he sees and misses 0-1. However, last night Wood managed a 2-run home run for the Bullfrogs, his second of the season. 0-1. Breaking ball, that one runs low, about shin level of Leckie, 1-1. The 1-1 delivery. Fastball wide. 2 balls and a strike now. Mitch Boyer out on the bump for the Kenosha Kingfish. Right-handed hurler out of Creighton. Dan Leckie, the Lafayette College product, stands in. 2-1 pitch. The changeup that runs high and inside. That one breaking all the way down to 54 miles per hour. Hitters count now for Leckie. 3 balls and a strike. See if he gets the green light. Boyer deals in the 3-1. Swung on. Fouled straight down into the dirt, however, and it fills the count. We are here in the bottom of the second inning, where the Bullfrogs have a 2-0 lead over the Kenosha Kingfish. Joanne Stadium, pretty crowded house tonight on Thursday, as you can imagine. Payoff pitch, runs wide, ball 4. Leckie works the walk here in the second inning to start things off. So Ben Hart, the second baseman, one out again. Ben Hart on the season for the Bullfrogs has played well. Comes in the game batting .274 in his last 10 games, much better than that, batting above 400. He's been on a tear. The right-handed batter digs in, the first one to him. Fastball wide, 1-0. Catcher of the Kenosha Kingfish, Jesse Wilkinen, goes out to the bump to talk with Boyer real quick. Jogs back and now crouches behind home plate. Boyer comes set. The right-handed pitcher checks the runner at first and deals in the 1-0. Fastball that clips the outside lower portion and evens it up. You can also follow us on Instagram at GB Bullfrogs and like us on Facebook. Find that by just typing in Green Bay Bullfrogs. The 1-1 pitch, a curveball that runs into the opposite batter's box. 2-1. Standing on deck for the Bullfrogs is the 8-hole hitter in Zach Plunkett. And in the hole, who will make his debut as a hitter, Jared Tobey. 2-1. Swung on. Slow, grounded to short. He's got it to throw to first. In time, nice play from Breschers there. A grounder that does not escape the infield grass. Breschers sprinting forward, scoops it up, a sidearm toss over to first, and it's out number 1. It's enough to move over Dan Leckie. If Ben Hart swings at that one harder, it could have been a double play. But instead, a 6-3 out that brings up Zach Plunkett, the catcher. Plunkett, the right-handed hitter out of Arkansas, digs in. First pitch that he sees is a fastball that runs way low into the dirt. Gets past the catcher Wilkinen, and Zach Plunkett, or rather Dan Leckie, moves over to third off of it. A third run for the Bullfrogs, now just 90 feet away. Just one out on the board. Plunkett, all he has to do is hit a ground ball here, and it could be a run for the Frogs. However, all of the infielders move into the infield grass for the Kingfish. Plunkett digs in. Mitch Boyer comes set. The right-handed hurler deals in the 1-0. Fastball that runs low. 2-0 count now. Zach Plunkett taps home plate with his bat. Now comes set. Swings at the 2-0 pitch and fouls it back. A 2-1 count now. That one fouling off the leg of Zach Plunkett there. A bit of pain. Will walk out of the batter's box and kind of recollect himself. They can actually might have hit him right on the toe. Not very comfortable to say the least. So a 2-1 count and out on the board. Dan Leckie 90 feet away. 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on a chopper left side. Foul. Zach Plunkett will make his way back to the batter's box. No Evo shield or shin guard for Plunkett, but does support the custom-made Franklin batting gloves that was given out to the team at the start of the year. Of course, everyone on the team got one that was here on opening day, but since then, there's only so many guys left on this roster that were here back when the team met back on May 31st. 2-2. Fastball that runs low in the dirt. 3-2 now. Mitch Boyer's fastball hitting about 85, 86. The righty stands back on the mound. A full count with an out on the board. Dan Leckie takes a lead over at third. Bullfrogs looking to extend their lead. Payoff pitch. That one swung on and fouled off the foot of Plunkett again. And that right foot taking some damage tonight. Count remains full though. Staying on deck for the Bullfrogs is the 9-hole hitter in Tobey. University of Arkansas product digs in, would redshirt this past season after transferring in from TCU. Boyer deals in the payoff. Fastball wide and in the dirt, and Zach Plunkett does just enough
works the walk after fighting off a couple of pitches, and runners on the corners now for the Frogs. Jared Toby, the designated hitter, now digs in. A pitcher for the Bullfrogs, in fact, a normal starter, one of the better starters for the Frogs this year. Toby out of St. Clair, Michigan, out of Wayne State. At Wayne State University, he does bat for his team. In fact, this past season in 21 at-bats would have posted a .273 batting average. We'll see what he can do here in Green Bay. Right-handed batter stands in with an open stance. First one to him, fastball that hits the outside portion of the plate, 0-1. Toby supports the shin guard on the left leg. He's got himself a pair of batting gloves on and a brand new lumber. Left-handed pitcher, but right-handed hitter. 0-1. That one skips in the dirt. A run's going to come across for the Bullfrogs as it gets past the catcher, Jesse Wilkening, and Dan Leckie comes across. Zach Plunkett moves over to second, and what that might do for Toby is kind of relieve some pressure. Now he doesn't really have to worry about leaving a runner stranded at third and hitting into a double play. He can kind of take a deep breath and, well, really just trying to swing for the fences, if you will. Toby, a left-handed pitcher, 6'4", 205. He's a big guy. Just finished up his junior year, 1 year of eligibility left. The 1-1. Fastball that runs wide. A 2-1 count now. Toby, as a pitcher, has posted an all-time record of 16-6 at Wayne State, which is good for a career best of any pitcher ever at Wayne State. Win percentage, that is. Toby digs back in. Mitch Boyer checks the runner at second and Plunkett and deals in the 2-1. That one swung on, a line drive left side, foul. There you go, Toby, getting on a hold of that one. That one would have left the infield at least. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I've seen him hit BP a couple of times this season. Try to get some extra swings in today. The right-handed batter stands in, a 2-2 count. Boyer deals. Breaking ball. That one just runs wide. A nice pitch there from Boyer. Nearly got Toby to swing at it. A check swing, but he doesn't come around. So it fills the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes and out on the board. Zach Plunkett at second. Payoff. Runs inside for strike number 3, and Toby goes down looking. He thought he was walked on the play, was already about 4 or 5 steps towards first when the umpire rings him up for out number 2. So Toby goes down looking, and Mikey Falia, the center fielder, digs in. Falia led things off for the Bullfrogs back in the first inning, of course, lining out to the shortstop. The center fielder digs in. Runner in scoring position at second. First pitch to him. A breaking ball that finds its way across the zone, 0-1. That one breaking way wide and then coming back in. Falia out of UC Irvine this past season for the Anteaters, just 11 at-bats. 0-1. Another breaking ball that runs this time wide, 1-1. But a guy that comes here in the Northwoods League, and I mean, talk about getting some experience, over 100 at-bats here in Green Bay. 1-1. Swung on. Line drive to right field. That's going to drop fair for a single. Zach Plunkett rounding third. He's going to come around to score. And Falia, he's got the speed to turn that single into a double as it gets into the corner out into right field. And the Bullfrogs take a 4-0 lead over the Kingfish. An RBI double for Falia. And Connor Bagneski digs in. The left fielder led things off for the first hit of the game for the Bullfrogs back in that first inning. His second hit of his career as a Bullfrog. Went 1 for 4 last night, 1 for 1 tonight. Making his home debut. Not too far from here, grew up in Swamico. Went to Bayport High School for those of you locals. First one to him. Swung on, a line drive to center field. Connor Doyle tracking back. He's got a read on it, and he's got out number 3. The Bullfrogs leave one runner stranded
but they take a 4-0 lead, bringing 2 runs across in the bottom of the second. Stay tuned for the third. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Indoors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Trusted, reliable products and product heating and cooling. Give them a call at 465-6863. Comfort on call.
He said because it's a home team that it's an error.
Really? So what? Because it's home team.
He said that we thought we were going to put it as an error.
So put it as an error?
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Top of the third inning about to get underway. Will Gilbert out on the mound for the Bullfrogs still. He's done solidly. Has allowed just 1 base runner all night. That, of course, being Jesse Wilkening, who got on base with a double, and we're honestly not sure if it's an error or a hit yet. To be determined. Right now it's down as a hit, likely will stay that way. Nick Canavis, the left fielder, digs in. First pitch to him, a fastball that hits the lower portion, 0-1. It would have been an easy out for Willie Bourbon at first, but the sun's in his eyes, so he's unable to make the play. 0-1. A breaking ball that just misses wide. Moves the count even, a ball and a strike. So Bourbon unable to put the glove on it. It does not deflect off of Bourbon, so it's not an error in that facet, but it should have been an easy out, so then you want to call it an error. But because he doesn't touch it and it gets past him, I think it will be a hit. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Michael Sinks goes behind. Michael Sinks, the third baseman on the season for the Ducks, or rather Kenosha Kingfish, got to get out of last night's game. Has played well, just 3 games, but has managed 3 hits in those contests, a double and an RBI to boot. The 1-2. Fastball that drops all the way down into the dirt, 2-2. The Baylor University kid trying to prove his spot here in Green Bay to take back to Baylor. As I mentioned, has not officially been named to the roster because of the fact that he transferred in during the middle of the winter. 2-2 pitch. That's another fastball that skips across home plate that Pickett can't put a hand on. But it fills the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes now. The payoff pitch. Fastball swung on, a fly ball into shallow right field. Tracking forward is Troy Johnston. He calls off Ben Hart, who had walked out there to try to put a glove on it. And it makes the play. 1 away here in the top of the third inning. So due up now for the Kenosha Kingfish will be Carson Brashears. The shortstop is the 9-hole hitter for the Kingfish. Brashears, another newcomer to this team. Left-handed hitter, watches a breaking ball go by low, 1-0. Brashears on the season for the Kingfish comes into the game batting just 150. The 1-0. That's a changeup wide, 2-0 now. Has played in just 10 games, managing 3 hits. 2-0 delivery. That's a fastball that clips the lower outside portion, 2-1. About knee level there of Brashears. As a left-handed batter stands back in. 2-1 count, one out on the board, nobody on. Delivery. Fastball that runs low. A hitter's count now for Brashears, 3-1. Brashears out of Gonzaga, a really interesting story. Grew up in Washington. Of course, teammates with right fielder Troy Johnston, 3-1. That one runs low in the dirt for ball 4. And Will Gilbert walks his first batter of the game. But he transferred into Gonzaga from Oregon. So he's a guy that has stayed in the Northwest really his whole life. Of course, Gonzaga and Oregon, not necessarily rivals, but the two teams compete against each other with, of course, the close proximity. And so rare, of course, for a guy to transfer from a large program like Oregon into another large one like Gonzaga. We're back up to the top of the lineup, and Connor Doyle, the center fielder, digs in. Swings at the first one he sees and misses. 0-1, he falls behind. Doyle, his last time up, would go down swinging. 0-1. It's a fast, or rather a breaking ball that skips across the dirt into the belly of Zach Plunkett, and he's able to stop it from getting past him to make sure that the runner over at first and Brashears doesn't go anywhere. Count evens up, a ball and a strike. Gilbert checks the runner at first and dishes. Fastball that runs wide that time. 2-1 now. Gilbert here, all of his breaking balls, he's kind of losing control of, all hitting the dirt way above home plate. However, his fastball seems to be on target. He checks the runner at first and deals in the 2-1. Swung on. Grounded left side foul. About 4 feet or so left of that third base bag, and it evens it up 2-2. So Brashears over at first base has yet to record any stats for Gonzaga, as he would sit out this past season after transferring to finish up that storyline. Doyle stands back in. 2-2 count. Gilbert sends it in. Swung on, and that one fouled away. Fouls it straight down into the dirt and then rolls over towards the Kenosha Kingfish dugout on the left side. Slight breeze here in Green Bay. Cool weather, about 81 degrees. A great night. Blue skies, partly cloudy. 2-2 pitch from Gilbert. Swung on and fouled straight back. Or rather, no, he's going to call it a strikeout. It looked like it's fouled off the bat there of Connor Doyle. But it does not. Doyle's going to be registered as a strikeout. It wouldn't have been a drop strike. He swung and missed, apparently. A very confusing sequence there. It's a 2-2 count. It comes in. Doyle swings at it, appears to foul it down into the dirt. Apparently does not. He did swing. It came across and got away from the catcher, Zach Plunkett. However, it's not registered as a drop strike 3 either. You have any explanation for it? Oh, there was a runner at first, but he takes off. How did he get to second? Oh, that will make some sense then. There's a runner at first, and so he can't advance to first. However, the runner over there in Brashears does move over to second off of it. So he stands over at second, and Madej swings at an 0-1 pitch and misses 0-2. So a little confusion here over some errors and some hits and now some strikes and whatnot. Apparently I'm the only one here in the press box that was not following along with that. But nonetheless, there's 2 outs on the board and an 0-2 count, and Will Gilbert, well, he continues to deal up there. Checks the runner at second and deals in the 0-2. Swung on, a line driving to right center field. That's going to drop fair. Base hit, runner rounding third. He's going to come around to score, and it's an RBI single for Mike Madej. 4-1 ball game now as the Kenosha Kingfish have responded here in the top of the third inning. The Bullfrogs would put 2 runs across in the bottom of the first and across in the bottom of the third. So now we won't have to worry about whether or not Will Gilbert was going to throw a no-hitter, as we were worried about it, whether or not we wanted to decide to, or rather we could not tell whether or not one hit was a error or not. But with that said, the new batter, Jack Yalowitz, digs in. Yalowitz, the left-handed hitter, right fielder on the day, is 0 for 1, would pop up to the stop his last time up. The Illinois product digs in. Wide open stance, he awaits. First pitch to him. It's swung on and fouled straight back, 0-1. A funky looking stance that is from Yalowitz. He stands in with his front foot way back, and then when the pitch comes in, he closes it up. So ports the shin guard on his right leg and maroon batting gloves. 0-1. Swings at it and fouls it away left side into the grandstand seating. 0-2. There's no 2 count here, 2 outs on the board. Runner over at first. Yalowitz digs in, the 0-2. Swung on. Ground ball to Ben Hart at second. He has it. The throw to first is in time and on target, beating out Yalowitz by about 5 or 6 steps. That will do it for the 3rd inning. 1 run comes across for the Kenosha Kingfish off the bat of Mike Madej. He manages the RBI single, and Jack Yalowitz grounds out to second to close out the frame. That'll do it here for the top of the 3rd. Stay tuned for the bottom half. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
It's the best time of the year to update your ride. NEW Credit Union's Super Summer Loan Sale. From July 10th to 28th, get super low rates as low as 2.49% annual percentage rate.
To jumpstart the big event, from July 10th to the 16th, you can find your perfect car, truck, or SUV from a selection brought in by trusted local dealers right to our credit union offices in Oconto Falls, Oconto, and Surrey. Compare them side by side. Or you can also visit a participating dealer and see their expanded selection.
Call NEW Credit Union for details at 800-924-1250. That's 800-924-1250. Get up to 100% financing during the Super Summer Loan Sale.
Borrower must meet NEW Credit Union membership eligibility and creditworthy requirements. All loans subject to approval. Example of repayment would be a monthly payment of about $17.75 per $1,000 borrowed for 60 months. Federally insured by the NCUA. Super Summer Loan Sale at NEW Credit Union. Get ready to own it!
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium. Bottom of the 3rd inning about to get underway. The Bullfrogs currently have a 4-1 lead over the Kenosha Kingfish. They have scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st and 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. The Kenosha Kingfish respond with a run of their own in the top of the 3rd inning. They have just 2 hits on the night. Riley Smith digs in for the Bullfrogs. Riley Smith, his last time up, would manage an infield single. He would come around to score as well as Troy Johnston, who stands on deck, brought him in with a 2-run shot. First pitch to him. A breaking ball that finds its way into the zone, 0-1. Riley Smith out of the University of Minnesota. Grew up in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. That's a couple of guys from that hometown in this league. 0-2 pitch. Fastball that runs inside about knee level of Smith. Has to scoot away from it. It evens it up, a ball and a strike. Smith on the season for the Bullfrogs comes into the game batting .265 and, well, on a bit of a cold tear. 1-1. Fastball wide. 2-1 now. And Smith would go on a streak of 23 at-bats in a row without a hit. Would respond with a 2-hit game against the Battle Creek Bombers, and then would manage a hit last night as well. 2-1. Swung on, popped up into the infield. The catcher, Wilkening, gets underneath of it and makes the play for the first out. That ball, not even getting into foul territory, popped absolutely straight up. Wilkening, I think, just about 2 yards away from where the batter and Smith was standing. But 1 out on the board now, and Troy Johnston digs in. Johnson, the left fielder on the night for the Bullfrogs, 1 for 1, a 2-run shot his last time up.
First pitch to him. Swung on and fouled away left side, 0-1. Troy Johnston, the right fielder, his last time up. As mentioned, that 2-run shot, that good for his 3rd home run of the season. 27 RBIs now, 15 walks on the year. He's been solid. 0-1. Fastball that runs wide, 1-1 now. Johnston batting .275 on the year. Another guy that's really improved as the year's gone on. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball wide, 2-1 now. A guy that can hit in the clutch also, leads the team in RBIs. Next closest would be Kyle Bino, who has 22. Bino out of today's lineup with an injury. 2-1. Swung on, a chopping ground ball to the first baseman, Bingert. An underhand toss to the pitcher, Mitch Boyer, who steps on the first base bag, beating out Troy Johnston by a step for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down, and the new batter, Willie Bourbon, will dig in. Willie Bourbon, his last time up, would ground out to second base, closing out the first inning. Bourbon on the season for the Bullfrogs comes into the at-bat, batting just .173. Has 23 hits in 38 games. First pitch to him, a fastball low, 1-0. Out of Northwestern University. Just finished up his sophomore year. 1-0. Fastball way wide. That was humorously wide, not even close to the catcher, Jesse Wilkening. I'm waiting for that's probably the best opportunity to use the, of course, famous Major League quote, just a bit outside, but it's not being played. Sometimes here we'll use it when it's really just a ball that was actually a bit outside. But that ball way wide, Wilkening can't even put the mitt on it. That thing, it was about 7 to 8 yards to the left of the catcher. But the count moves to 2-0. A ball is a ball. And the pitching coach comes out to have a word with Wilkening, and he might as, or rather Boyer, the right-handed hurler. Did he injure himself on it? Maybe that's what they were checking. He wants a couple practice throws, and he says, I'm okay after one practice throw. But an odd sight. That's probably the oddest sight we've seen all season here in Joe Annie's. A fastball that not even close to anything near the mitt of Wilkening. But Bourbon digs back in. He better look out. 2-0. That one comes in. It's swung on, a fly ball into left field. Nick Canavis underneath of it raises the glove and it records out number 3. So Mitch Boyer responds after throwing a fastball that wasn't even close to the zone with a fastball inside that Bourbon liked but couldn't get all of it. Slices it out into left field and retires the 3rd inning. Stay tuned for the 4th. The Bullfrogs have a 4-1 lead. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Witt's O'Connell Falls Piggly Wiggly's 2-day truckload produce sale is Thursday and Friday, August 3rd and 4th. Red seedless grapes, 99 cents a pound. Cauliflower, 99 cents a pound. Fresh sweet corn, 6 for $2. Sweet cantaloupe, $1.99 each. Whole sweet watermelon, $2.99 each, and much, much more. Quality produce while supplies last at Witt's O'Connell Falls Piggly Wiggly's annual produce sale, August 3rd and August 4th.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Leading off to the top of the fourth, first baseman number 23, Derek Banger.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium, top of the fourth inning, about to get underway. Will Gilbert kicks a leg and sends in the first pitch of it. It's a fastball that runs high, 1-0. Derek Banger, the first baseman, his last time up, would go down swinging. The right-handed hitter stands in, and Gilbert sends in the 1-0. Swung on, ground ball up the middle of the field. Riley Smith can't put the mitt on it, and it gets into center field for a base hit. Just the third hit of the night for the Kenosha Kingfish. A grounder right up the middle of the field that nobody can get to. Riley Smith doing everything he can to put the body out there for it, but comes tumbling down with no ball in his mitt. Kind of an awkward fall from Riley Smith, but it's out into center field for a base hit. So Bayard gets on over at first to lead things off with a single here in the fourth inning, and Austin Badrado stands in. The designated hitter, his last time up, flew out to left field. He stands in with an open stance, waves the bat around. The left-handed batter check swings. Did it go around? Yes, it did. A nice breaking ball from Gilbert, 0-1. Badrado, out of the University of Florida, as mentioned, just won himself a national championship. 0-1 pitch right across the plate, 0-2. Was drafted in the 24th round by the Pirates back in 2016. Highly recruited out of high school, named the 4th best prospect out of New Jersey. 0-2 comes in. That's a fastball that runs in the dirt. 1-2. Was highly recruited as a pitcher as well. Was ranked the 2nd best right-handed pitcher out of New Jersey. However, getting it done as a first baseman now. Left-handed batter stands back in. The 1-2 pitch comes in. It's a breaking ball that runs low, and it evens it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes, no outs on the board. A runner over at first. Top of the fourth inning, the Bullfrogs have a 4-1 lead over the Kenosha Kingfish. The 2-2. Swung on. Fly ball deep to right. That ball is gone. That one gets out of here in a hurry, as Barado launches that one and puts the Kingfish back in it. Now trailed by just 1 run. 4-3, Bullfrogs lead. Barado on the season struggling for the Kingfish. Comes into the game batting just .242. In 17 games has not hit a home run. That's his first career homer in a Kingfish uniform. Jesse Wilkening digs in now for the Kingfish, and he'll have to follow up a 2-run shot. First one to him, a fastball that comes across the plate, 0-1. That thing got out of here in a hurry. .0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Wilkening out of Nebraska. Just finished up his sophomore year, where this past season he would have had .247 and 42 hits and 22 RBIs. 0-2 pitch, a fastball low, 1-2 now. He's another guy that was drafted out of high school, drafted in the 28th round back in 2015. The 1-2. Swung on and fouled back. Count sits at 1-2 now. Jesse Wilkening steps out, readjusts his batting gloves. Stands back in, and the Baylor product sends in the 1-2. Breaking ball that runs high, about eye level of Wilkening. And it evens it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. On the season, Wilkening batting .319 for the Kingfish. 2-2. Swung on, a fly ball into right field. Tracking back is Troy Johnston, and in front of the warning track raises the glove and records out number 1. One away now, and Nick Canavis, the left fielder, digs in. Canavis, another guy that's relatively new to this team, has played in just 3 games, batting .375 in those 3 games. And on the night is 0 for 1. Back in the second, would ground out to third. First one goes by for a ball, 1-0. Will Gilbert out on the bump for the Bullfrogs, trying to continue his good night. Has let up 3 runs now off of 4 hits. A pitch. That one comes across high for a ball, 1-1. Has dealt in 3 strikeouts tonight. And has had a 1-2-3 inning. The 2 pitch is swung on and found away right side, way out of the stadium. 2 balls and a strike.
Tri-City Glass and Door, 468.
Nick Canavis out of Kent State. Just finished up his junior year, where this past season in 34 games hit .308 with 13 RBIs. 2-1. Swung on. Line drive right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Rounding first, it's Nick Canavis. He's going to try to leg out a double, and he's going to get there sliding in. The second double of the game for the Kingfish, as they are starting to come alive here. Bullfrogs take an early 4-0 lead. They now lead by just 1 run, 4-3, and a tying run standing at second at Canavis after the double. Michael Sinks, the third baseman, will now dig in. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Would fly out to right field his last time up. Sinks digs in, the right-handed hitter, and Gilbert deals one into him. It's a fastball that runs in the dirt between the 5-hole of Zach Plunkett and towards the backstop. And the runner in Canavis easily jogs over to third base for another bag. Now tying run just 90 feet away. Michael Sinks, the third baseman, another newcomer, has just 1 hit in 2 games, is batting .167. The University of Central Missouri product has not played for the Mules as he transferred in from Barton Community College. The 1-1 pitch, a fastball in the dirt, 2-0, and Gilbert kind of in a bind now. Just an out on the board, the tying run at third, and he's down in the count 2-0. The Bullfrogs infielder kind of creep up into the infield grass. 2-0. Swung on. Ground ball to third. Dan Leckie can't put a glove on it. Base hit RBI for Michael Sinks. It's the 5th hit of the game for the Kingfish. And it's a tie ball game. 4-4 now. Another storyline for the Bullfrogs that they can't seem to get away from. Losing early leads. Last night would have a 3-0 lead over the Dock Spiders, and tonight squander their 4-0 lead. We're tied up 4-4 and out on the board. A runner at first. Carson Brashears digs in. Runner off. Throw down from Plunkett is in the dirt, and it's into the outfield. Standing up is the runner who takes off for third, and that throw is wide, and he gets all the way over to third. Michael Sinks showing off the wheels. Zach Plunkett's throw to second base in the dirt. Riley Smith can't put the glove on it. Sinks slides in safely to second, looks up, realizes the ball's into center field, and scampers over to third, and now the go-ahead run 90 feet away. Infielders creep into the infield grass again. A 1-0 count to Brashears. First pitch. Fastball high, a 2-0 count now. Carson Brashears, the sophomore out of Gonzaga. Swings at that one, a pop-up foul territory into the grandstand seating. And Gilbert gets one back, 2 balls and a strike now. So Nick Cannabis comes to cross to score after the RBI single from Sings. And he's threatening to score now, standing over at third base. A bunt's laid down. It's a perfect one as well. Run comes across for the Kingfish, and they sneak one by the Bullfrogs. Carson Brashears waits for a pitch he likes, fouls one off, and then out of nowhere lays down a bunt, scoring Sinks easily. Carson Brashears is out at first, so it's going to be a sacrifice bunt for the shortstop. And Connor Doyle digs in now. We're back up to the top of the lineup, which has now been a 3-run inning, or rather a 4-run inning for the Kenosha Kingfish. They lead 5-4. It's the big innings that have been the difference for the Frogs all season. 1-0 delivery. Swung on. Line drive right field. Another base hit. Make it 7 on the night now for the Kingfish. Connor Doyle, after striking out 2 times tonight, responds with a single there. And Mike Madej digs in. A pitcher now warming up in the pen for the Bullfrogs. And the struggles continue. Down by 1 now, not out of it, but the momentum has definitely swung in the Kenosha Kingfish favor. Mike Madej, the left-handed batter, stands in. Open stance awaits. First one to him. Swung on, a slicer to the second baseman, Ben Hart. He gets underneath of it and makes the play for out number 3. The Bullfrogs leave a runner stranded. However, they allow 4 runs to come across in the top of the 4th inning. They trail 5-4. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
We've heard it time and time again. You want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
First big side is our louder side tonight. Congratulations. And Taylor has to do 5 push-ups. All right, let's count them off. Here we go. 1, 2.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium, bottom of the 4th inning, about to get underway. Mitch Boyer still out on the mound for the Kenosha Kingfish, and due up for the Bullfrogs is Dan Leckie. Dan Leckie on the night for the Frogs has not recorded an at-bat as he would work the walk back in the 2nd inning. Would come around to score in that inning as well, as Mikey Folia would bring him in to score.
Leading off for the Bullfrogs, third baseman, number 4, Dan Leckie.
And the third baseman digs in, swings at the first pitch he sees, ground ball to short. He scoops it up, throws it across the field, and the first out is retired off of 1 pitch.
Second baseman, number 14, Ben Hart.
So Ben Hart, the second baseman, now digs in. His last time up would ground out to shortstop himself. The right-handed hitter out of Oakland University digs in. Mitch Boyer, the righty, comes set, deals in the first one. Shows bunt, but pulls it away because it's a fastball high and tight, 1-0. Ben Hart of Rochester Hills, Michigan, digs in the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, a chopping foul ball left side over towards the tarp that sits over there, 1-1.
Tarp's been in use here recently for the Bullfrogs. Of course, yesterday was rolled out twice. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Boyer deals. Yeah, that's a fastball that runs way outside. And it's another fastball that just disappears in your screens at home. I mean, that ball way wide. Not even close to the catcher, Wilkeny. Count moves to 2-1. The delivery. Another one that runs way wide, and not sure what's going on with Boyer, but he motions towards his pitching coach to come talk to him. I think something might be injured with his finger. He looks down at it. He motions towards it. There's no one that's warming the pin for the Kingfish. The pitches he's throwing is still reaching velocity of what he would normally throw. It's just nowhere near on target. The count is 3-1 to Ben Hart. There's an out on the board. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning where the Bullfrogs trail 4-5. They had a 4-0 lead in this game. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. But the Kingfish have responded with 1 run in the top of the 3rd and 4 runs in the top of the 4th. Duffy Dyer will walk out to the mound as well as the pitching coach, and they're going to try to warm somebody up quick here. And they're motioning into the bullpen. They will bring in a new pitcher as Mitch Boyer's day has come to an end. I'm unsure what happened. Injured his hand some way or another, but we're going to step aside for the pitching change. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brewpub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brewpub Pizza. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Motorcycle loans, truck and auto loans, and more. All with great low rates and bi-weekly payment options to save you money. Come to Fox and get the loan rate, the monthly payment, and the summer tour you got your heart set. Visit foxcu.org or one of our...
Welcome back to Joanne Stadium, bottom of the 4th inning, where the Bullfrogs trail the Kenosha Kingfish 5-4. Ben Hart is at the plate for the Bullfrogs, and new pitcher comes in for the Kenosha Kingfish. It will be Austin Pazar. Pazar on the season for the Kenosha Kingfish has pitched solidly most of his appearances in relief. Pazar on the season has a 2.89 ERA. Has dealt in 9 strikeouts and has walked 10. Has an 0-1 record, and in 8 games he's pitched 18 2/3 innings. Pazar's last time appearing would be on July 24th, a 1-10 loss against the Wisconsin Woodchucks, where he would pitch 3 innings, allow 2 earned runs, 5 hits, walk 3, and strike out 2. Comes into a tough draw here in the 4th inning. Of course, no warm-up pitches for him coming in as an injury to Mitch Boyer, so it's going to take him some time to get his arm hot. Right now he's dealing in some curveballs and such into his pitcher, Wilkeny. His pitches at least on target, as the last couple from Boyer were way, not even close to the zone. And so Ben Hart will dig in ahead in the count, 3 balls and a strike. Austin Pazar out there on the mound. Comes set, kicks the leg, sends in the 3-1. It's swung on, popped up behind home plate, and past the press box here. A full count. Austin Pazar out of eastern New Mexico. Just finished up his junior season. Payoff pitch. Swung on, a little blooper into right field. Running forward is Jack Yalowitz, and he gets underneath of it for out number 2. So solid first batter face for Austin Pazar, despite going down in the count 3-1. Manages to work a foul ball and then forces a pop-up. And Zach Plunkett, the catcher, digs in. Zach Plunkett, his last time up, would work the walk back in the second inning and come around to score. Mikey Folia would score him off of that 2 RBI double. The right-handed batter out of Arkansas digs in, and Pazar comes set. Kicks the leg, the first pitch to him. It's swung on and popped up right side, 0-1. Austin Pazar with quite the interesting windup. When he kicks his leg, he almost springs his knee so high inside that you can see the bottom of his front foot. The 0-1. Swung on, a blooper over the head of the shortstop, and that's going to drop fair, or rather the second baseman, my apologies, Mike Madej. Mike Madej over there at second just kind of looks up and watches the ball drift over his head. Not a hard hit ball by Zach Plunkett, but it puts a runner on base. So Jared Tobey will now dig in, the designated hitter, making his second appearance at the plate. His first time up would go down looking. He thought it was ball 4. The designated hitter digs in, first one to him. Fastball that swung on and fouled away right side, 0-1. Tobey, the lone pitcher in the entire pitching staff for the Bullfrogs that has some college experience as a hitter as well. So he gets the nod as the designated hitter, filling in for a injured Kyle Bigno. Takes a little check swing at that one. The 0-1 pitch, throw to first in time. Hits into a fielder's choice for out number 3. That'll do it for the 4th inning. Stay tuned for the 5th. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned. You're listening to 107.1.
You get the choice to sit it out or dance.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish. Add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Top of the 5th inning, Will Gilbert still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. The Frogs trail 5-4 against the Kenosha Kingfish. A 4-run top of the 4th for the Kingfish. We'll see if their bats stay hot or not, as on the afternoon they have managed 7 hits. Due up for the Kenosha Kingfish here in this top of the 5th inning will be Jack Yalowitz, the right fielder. Yalowitz 0 for 2 on the night. His last time up would ground out to second. The Bullfrogs last night would support a 3-0 lead over the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders in the top of the 7th inning, but the Dock Spiders with 2 3-run innings in a row would come away with the victory 6-3. The Bullfrogs with a 4-0 lead going into the top of the 3rd here.
And the Kenosha Kingfish, after really just being embarrassed by Will Gilbert in the first and second inning, have figured them out. A run in the top of the third and 4 in the top of the fourth. We'll see what they can do here in the top of the fifth. First pitch in from Gilbert. It's a fastball that swung on, a fly ball deep into right, but it's going to be pulled all the way down the right field foul pole, or line, I should say. Foul. 0-1. So Jack Yalowitz, the left-handed batter, steps out now, stands back in. Open stance, the 0-1. It's a breaking ball that kind of slips out of the hand of Gilbert there, runs way high, 1-1. Yalowitz of the University of Illinois just finished up his sophomore year, 1-1. A breaking ball that runs inside for a ball, 2-1 now. Where he would be named to the Big Ten, all Big Ten team, first team member. The 2-1 pitch is wide, a fastball, 82 miles per hour from Gilbert. And the count moves to 3 balls and a strike. Gilbert sends it in. That's a fastball that runs high and wide, ball 4. And Will Gilbert walks another batter, that his second.
First baseman, number 23.
So Yalowitz lead things off with a walk here in the fifth, and Derek Bengert, the first baseman, digs in. Derek Bengert on the night is 1 for 2, would manage a single back in the fourth inning, leading off that hit train that would just really catch fire in that fourth, would come around to score as well. The right-handed batter digs in, and Will Gilbert checks the runner over at first and deals. It's a fastball that swung on, a pop-up into shallow center. Mikey Falia underneath of it makes the play. 1 out on the board as Bengert flies out to center, and Austin Barado digs in. Barado on the night is 1 for 2. Barado, his last time up, the 2-run shot over the right field wall. His first home run of the season. Absolutely unloaded on it. The lefty digs in, and Will Gilbert comes set. Deals in the first one. It's a fastball in the dirt, 1-0. One-0 count, and out on the board, a runner over at first. 5-4, Bullfrogs trail. 1-0. A change-up wide, a 2-0 count now. Just as a reminder, you can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at GB Bullfrogs. Like us on Facebook as well at Green Bay Bullfrogs. 2-0 pitch, fastball wide. 3-0, Will Gilbert falls behind. As Austin Barado might have gotten in the head of Gilbert, of course, unloaded a home run his last time up. Ball got out of here in a hurry. The second home run we saw of the night, of course, Troy Johnston managed the 2-run shot back in the first inning. So 3 balls, no strikes. And now on the board, a runner over at first. Verano stands in, the 3-0. Breaking ball that runs high, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk puts runners at first and second. And Jesse Wilkening, the catcher, digs in. Wilkening on the night is 1 for 2, managed a double back in the second inning. His last time up would fly out into right field. Wilkening, the right-handed batter, stands in. The sophomore out of Nebraska this past season would bat .247. Gilbert kicks the leg and sends one in. It's a fastball that runs wide and low in the dirt, 1-0. 1-0 count here, and out on the board, runners at first and second. Wilkening comes set, or rather stands in, and Gilbert deals. Snap throw to the third baseman, Dan Leckie, as the runner takes off from second, slides in safely, a stolen base. Dan Leckie, the third baseman there, an athletic play just to put the mid on it. Nearly got into left field. That would have been a run scored for the Kingfish. Instead, it's a 2-0 count with an out on the board and runners on the corners. Frogs need a double play here if they want to not try to find themselves buried again. Jesse Wilking in, steps out, takes a breath, and stands back in. Will Gilbert, right-handed pitcher out of Baylor, comes set and deals in the 2-0. It's a fastball that runs low, and after a 4-pitch walk, now behind in the count 3-0. Gilbert with 3 strikeouts on the night and now has walked 4 on the afternoon. 3-0. Runs high and wide, ball 4, bases loaded. The second 4-pitch walk of the inning. Has walked 3 just here in the 5th. Yalowitz at third, Budrado at second, and Wilkening over at first. Nick Canavis, the left fielder, digs in. He's 1 for 2 on the night. And a double his last time up. Chris Marston goes out to the mound to have a word with Will Gilbert to try to calm him down here. Of course, Gilbert has had some solid outings for the Bullfrogs, but he has struggled at times as well. A 2-3 record and an ERA that sits above 5. The Bullfrogs, as a staff, ERA above 5 as well. Sits at 6. Not going to win many ball games with that number. Nick Canavis digs in, the left fielder. First pitch to him, a fastball that finds the zone. A snap throw to third. Nearly got him. Plunkett has been solid at that this season. However, last night would try one of those, and the ball went deep into left field and scored a run. Plunkett still with the confidence, though, to try it again here tonight. So Canavis down the count 0-1. Will Gilbert comes set, kicks the leg, the 0-1 pitch, swung on, fly ball into right field. Tracking back is Troy Johnston at the warning track. It's off the wall. 1 run comes across for the Kenosha Kingfish, but that is all that do as all of the runners kind of hold up close to their bags, worried that Troy Johnston was going to snag one there. Likely would have been a double if everyone takes off, but all of the base runners cautious there with just 1 out on the board. They were ready to tag up in advance. Troy Johnston didn't have a great read on it out there. He was a little worried about the wall on the Liney's deck as it hit the Liney's deck square on the wall. Hits the Liney's deck and drops in fair territory on the warning track. Everyone advances 1 back. Bullfrogs trail now 6-4 in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch into the new batter, Michael Sinks, is a fastball high, 1-0. Make it an RBI single for Canavis. He's now 2 for 3 on the night. He stands over at first. 1-0. It's a fastball inside, 2-0. Will Gilbert falls behind, and if the Bullfrogs had any momentum with that 4-0 lead, it has all but disappeared. 2-0. Swung on and missed. 2-1. Michael Sinks out of the University of Central Missouri sat out this past season after transferring in from Barton Community College. 2-1. Fastball that runs low in the dirt. A 3-1 count now. This past season, or rather at Barton Community College, he would bat above 300, managed 26 doubles, 12 home runs, and 57 RBIs. Had a great year. 3-1. Fastball high and wide, and Will Gilbert walks in a run. Chris Sabo will come out to the mound and relieve Will Gilbert. His time has come to a close. The Bullfrogs have led up 7 unanswered runs. The Kenosha Kingfish leads 7-4. Stay tuned for the pitching change. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network 107.1 FM.
It's the best time of the year to update your ride. NEW Credit Union's Super Summer Loan Sale. From July 10th to 28th, get super low rates as low as 2.49% annual percentage rate.
To jumpstart the big event, from July 10th to the 16th, you can find your perfect car, truck, or SUV from a selection brought in by trusted local dealers right to our credit union offices in O'Connell Falls, Oconto, and Surrey. Compare them side by side. Or you can also visit a participating dealer and see their expanded selection.
Call NEW Credit Union for details at 800-924-1250. That's 800-924-1250. Get up to 100% financing during the Super Summer Loan Sale.
Borrower must meet NEW Credit Union membership eligibility and creditworthy requirements. All loans subject to approval. Example of repayment would be a monthly payment of about $17.75 per $1,000 borrowed for 60 months. Federally insured by the NCUA. Super Summer Loan Sale at NEW Credit Union. Get ready to own it!
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay Joanne Stadium, top of the 5th inning. Bases loaded, and Will Gilbert's day has come to a close. Luke Van Lanen now out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. The Bucknell product has pitched 15, or rather the Valparaiso product, my apologies, has pitched 3 games for the Frogs, just 2 1/3 of an inning. In his 2 1/3 inning, he allowed 4 earned runs, walked 2 batters, struck out 3, has an 0-1 record and a 15.42 ERA. Lowest ERA on the team, but granted it's just 2 1/3 innings of work, and he comes into a sticky situation. Just an out on the board and the bases loaded. And Will Gilbert finishes off, pitched 4 1/3 of an inning, allowed 8 hits, 7 runs, 5 walks, and struck out 3. Dealing in close to 100 pitches. So his time out on the mound was likely finished either way. Carson Brashears digs in. Bases loaded and out on the board. First one to him. It's swung on. Line drive to the third baseman. It gets past the glove. 1 run comes across to score. It's an RBI single for Carson Brashears. And now the Bullfrogs trail 8-4.
Center fielder number 12, Connor Doyle.
A 4-run inning in the top of the 4th, and now a 3-run inning in the top of the 5th. And Connor Doyle digs in, the center fielder, the leadoff hitter, 1 for 3. First one to him. Fastball right into the zone, 0-1. Van Lanen, a guy that has some strength to him. His fastball hits 88. Right-handed pitcher comes set. Kicks the leg, the 0-1. Fastball inside, another 88-mile-per-hour heater. But it runs inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Luke Van Lanen this past season would pitch in 13 games, throwing 6 strikeouts. Had a great year back in 2016. 1-1 delivery. And it runs inside for a ball. 2-1. Pitched in 22 games for a 4.81 ERA. Back in high school, had a great career, all-state prep team. Co-player of the year. 2-1 delivery. Comes in. Fastball that runs low in the dirt. 3-1 now. Van Lanen, quite the athlete as well, was 3rd all-time in points at his school for basketball. Randy comes set and sends in the 3-1. It's swung on, a fly ball in right center field. That's going to find the gap. Bounces off the warning track and off the wall. One run comes across for the Kenosha Kingfish, and another one does as well. The Bullfrogs do find a runner stuck between the bases, and they put 2 outs on the board. It's a 2 RBI double, though, for Connor Doyle. And the Kenosha Kingfish break the game open 10-4. Kenosha Kingfish lead. Another great start for the Bullfrogs and another tough night for the Frogs pitchers. Mike Madej digs in. The second baseman is 1 for 3 on the night. First pitch he sees, a fastball inside, 1-0. .1-0 delivery comes in from Van Lanen. It's swung on, a fly ball to center. Running forward is Mikey Falia, and he can't put the mid on it. It bounces in front of him. Rounding third is the batter, and it gets past the catcher. He comes around to score. 11-4 is now the score. As the Bullfrogs just can't seem to record an out. A fly ball to center. Mikey Falia out there playing pretty deep. Runs forward, picks it up on the first bounce, but the second straight double as Mike Madej grabs himself an RBI double himself. Everyone has came around to pitch now as Jack Yalowitz, the right fielder, digs in. He's 0 for 2 on the night. And it'll be a tough comeback for the Frogs, now trail by 7. Yalowitz digs in, first one to him. A 90-mile-per-hour fastball that clips the lower outside portion, 0-1. Van Lanen checks the runner at second, gives him a couple glances, and deals in the 0-1. Fastball that's swung on, a blooper into left field. Base hit. Runner at second, rounds third. He comes around to score. 12-4, the Kenosha Kingfish lead. RBI single for Jack Yalowitz. He grabs his first hit of the game. And the struggles continue for the Bullfrogs. Due up now is Derek Bangert, the first baseman. Bangert on the night is 1 for 3. Would strike out back in the second, managed a base hit in the fourth. And his last time up in this inning, flew out to center. First one he deals is inside and low, 1-0.
Yeah.
Van Lanen out on the mound, checks the runner over at first. Comes set, kicks the leg, the 1-0. Fastball that runs inside and low, 2-0. A 2-0 count, 2 outs on the board. Runner at first. Bullfrogs trying to get out of the frame. It's a 7-run inning. 2-0. Runs low in the dirt. 3-0 count. Van Lanen falls behind. There's a right-handed pitcher warming up in the pen for the Bullfrogs. And the 3-0 pitch comes in. That one swung on. It's fouled off the leg of Bangert straight down. And it goes into fair territory. But the count moves to 3-1. Frogs come into the game on a 7-game losing streak, the longest in franchise history. Could be staring down their 8th. The record was 6. It was broken last night. The 3-1. Fastball runs high, ball 4. And runners at first and second now. Bangert works the walk,
and Austin Barado stands in. Barado on the night is 1 for 2. Earlier in the inning would have worked the walk and come around to score. A 2-run shot back in the 4th inning. The left-handed batter stands in. Van Lannen trying to get out of the frame for the Bullfrogs. Van Lannen checks the runner at second and deals. Fastball that runs in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Plunkett, and both runners advance a bag. A 1-0 count after the fastball in the dirt. And the Bullfrogs struggling here again in Joe Annie's. Their pitching this season has been tough. A 6.10 team ERA, worst in the league. Their bats here recently have been much better than they were per se earlier in the year, as a team their batting average up to around 250. Good for about 17th in the league, so not at the cellar of that category. But the 2-1 pitch goes by, or rather the 2-0 pitch goes by, or I can't even, I'm having a tough game. The 1-0 pitch goes by for a ball, a 2-0 count, there it is. The 2-0 finds a lower portion, 2-1. The 2-1. Swung on. Ground ball back to the pitcher, Van Lannen. He gloves it, underhand tosses it to first, and gets out of the frame. An 8-run inning for the, or rather now the scoreboard has caught up, so I'm wrong on that fact as well. A 7-run inning for the Kenosha Kingfish. Bullfrogs trail 12-4. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network on the WOCO Sports Stream 107.1 FM. Stay tuned.
Witt's O'Connell Falls Piggly Wiggly's 2-day truckload produce sale is Thursday and Friday, August 3rd and 4th. Red seedless grapes, 99 cents a pound. Cauliflower, 99 cents a pound. Fresh sweet corn, 6 for $2. Sweet cantaloupe, $1.99 each. Whole sweet watermelon, $2.99 each, and much, much more. Quality produce while supplies last at Witt's O'Connell Falls Piggly Wiggly's annual produce sale, August 3rd and August 4th.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium, bottom of the 5th inning. The Bullfrogs trail the Kenosha Kingfish 12-4. They've been out-hit 12-5. And it's not looking good for the Bullfrogs. They had a 4-0 lead in this game, going up 2-0 in the first, adding 2 more in the bottom half of the second. But then a 1-run top of the third, 4-run top of the fourth, and 7-run top of the fifth would be the difference. Out on the mound still for the Kenosha Kingfish is Austin Pizar. In 2/3 of an inning, he has allowed 1 hit and has thrown just 3 balls. Due up for the Bullfrogs here in the 5th inning will be the leadoff man, Mikey Falia. Falia on the night is 1 for 2, managed a 2 RBI double back in the 2nd inning, and led things off tonight with a pop-up to shortstop. Falia, the right-handed batter, stands in. Falia, the righty, stands in. And Austin Pizar
Out there on the mound comes set. Pizer comes set. Kicks the leg, the first one. It's swung on and fouled straight back. 0-1. Falia falls behind. Falia out of Irvine, California. Goes to UC Irvine. In fact, really likes going there. His parents get to come to all the games. Home games, that is. Wasn't really the plan necessarily out of high school, and it just kind of ended up going that way, and he's a big fan of it. This past season for the Anteaters would play in just a couple of games, registering 11 at-bats. 1 hit in those contests. The catcher, Jesse Wilkening, goes out to the mound to brush up on the signs with Austin Pazer, and now crouches behind home plate. Falia digs in, swings at the 0-1 pitch. A ground ball to short. Brochars has it. The throw to first in time, and there's one away. Shot for the ground out to shortstop. Connor Begneski digs in. Begneski in his second game in a Bullfrogs uniform, making his home debut here tonight. That's not too bad. He is 1 for 2 on the night, managed a single back in the first inning. First one goes by for a strike inside, 0-1. Has 2 hits to his name here as a Bullfrog, as he would lead things off in his debut with a hit as well. The 0-1. Breaking ball that clips the outside lower portion. He goes behind 0-2. Begneski out of the State College of Florida, where he just finished up his freshman year where he did not play. Time is called by Begneski. He steps out and readjusts his helmet. Of course, you got to think it's a snug fit with all the hair that Begneski supports. The left-handed batter stands in with an open stance. The 0-2 comes in. It's a fastball way high and wide, 1-2. Pazer tries to get Begneski to chase that one, but he stays disciplined. Left-handed batter stands back in. Pazer comes set. And the 1-2. That one swung on and fouled away left side over towards the coaches of the Kenosha Kingfish. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Fastball high and tight. Begneski kind of leans away from that one. 2-2 now. Begneski out of Swamico, Wisconsin. For you locals, went to Bayport High School. The 2-2. Fastball high and wide. 3-2, full count. Plays Legion ball with the Rhinos, who are really excited about him being on this Green Bay team. Of course, you grow up around the area, you hear about the Bullfrogs. Payoff pitch. That one swung on, a slicer to the third baseman. Sinks picks it up on the dribble, throws it to first, and the second out is recorded. So Begneski grounds out to third, and Riley Smith, the shortstop, will now dig in. He's 1 for 2 on the night.
Shortstop, number 8.
And so really for anyone around the area that grows up playing baseball, if you make it to play for the Bullfrogs, it's a big deal. For instance, Troy Johnson, he's a guy from Washington that comes all the way over to play baseball. Some kids from California that have traveled over, Florida, all over the country. Teams come to play here in the Northwoods League, and well, if you're a local guy and you're managed to make the team, you should be proud of yourself. First one goes by Smith for a ball, and 1-0. Smith steps out, readjusts his helmet, now stands back in. The right-handed hitter out of the University of Minnesota. 1-0. Fastball that runs high, about eye level of Smith. 2-0. Smith would have his struggles this past season at Minnesota, batting just 143. A sophomore slump, if you will, after batting 300 his freshman year. The right stands in, waves his bat around, and the 2-0 comes in. That one swung on and fouled straight back. 2-1. Jake Esp, a pitcher for the Bullfrogs. And part-time ball boy runs out and gives some new balls to the home plate umpire and runs back over towards the coach benches. Standing on deck for the Bullfrogs is Troy Johnston. The 2-1. Swung on. Ground ball right side. Second baseman Madej has it. A sidearm throw to first is in time, and the Bullfrogs go down in order in the bottom of the fifth inning. 1, 2, 3. 3 ground outs, and the score is 12-4. Stay tuned for the sixth inning. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 1071 FM, and on the Bullfrogs sports screen. Stay tuned.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
We've heard it time and time again. You want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Thanks for coming up. Yep. Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium. Top of the sixth inning, about to get underway. The Bullfrogs trail the Kenosha Kingfish here 12-4. 12 hits on the night for the Kingfish, 5 for the Bullfrogs. Van Lanen still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs despite struggling in his 2/3 of an inning. He pitched this past inning, which was a 7-run inning for the Kingfish. And 2/3 of an inning out there, he allowed 4 hits, 2 earned runs, would walk 1. We'll see if he can do any better. Granted, Van Lanen came in a sticky situation, bases loaded after a couple of runs that already came across. The Bullfrogs trail by 8 here, 12-4. And which seemed like a very long 5th inning. Jesse Wilkening digs in. The first pitch comes in and swung on and fouled away right side, 0-1. 0-1 pitch. The breaking ball that finds its way low in the dirt. 1 ball and a strike now. Jesse Wilkening, the catcher tonight for the Kenosha Kingfish. On the season for the Fish, has had a solid season. The 1-1. Swung on, line drive left side, fair. Just stays right of the left field line, and rounding first is Wilkening. He's going to go for 2. The throw from left field, not in time, as Wilkening gets there standing up. The 13th hit of the game for the Kingfish. Bats on fire. So Nick Cannabis digs in now for the Kingfish. The left fielder on the night. Another guy that has had a good game, 2 for 3. An RBI and a run scored as well. Cannabis digs in, the right-handed batter. Van Lanen kicks the leg, sends it in, and swung on. Ground ball to short. Riley Smith has it, the throw to first in time, and they get the first out. Wilkening able to move over to third base off of it. Got a nice jump off the crack of the bat. So Riley Smith can't stare him down to hold him. However, he does manage to get the out over at first. Infielders will stay at normal depth here as the Frogs trail by 8. Michael Sinks, the third baseman, now digs in. The right-handed hitter has only played in a couple games this year for the Kingfish, batting just .167 in those. The first one to him is a breaking ball that runs wide, 1-0. Sinks on the night, he's 2 for 3, or rather 1 for 2, my apologies, was walked back in the 5th inning, but got an RBI out of it. 1-0. Fastball that runs wide and low as well, so a 2-0 count, 1 out on the board, a runner over at third. Registered an RBI single in the 4th, an RBI walk in the 5th, and would fly out to right field in the 3rd. 2-0. Swung on, line drive right side, foul. 2-1. So he has appeared in 4 straight innings now. That's impressive. And the right-handed batter out of the University of Central Missouri digs in. 2-1 pitch from Van Lanen. Breaking ball wide, and the count moves to a hitter's count. 3 balls and a strike. Michael Sinks has yet to play for the Mules as he transferred in from Barton Community College. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Full count. Fastball that Sinks just can't catch up to. I'm impressed with Van Lanen's speed, but the Kingfish have him figured out. His fastball hits 90 at times. The payoff pitch is swung on and fouled back. Another fastball there from Van Lanen. 89 that time. I mean, that would put him up there for one of the fastest pitchers on the team. Nick Parr's up there. Connor Weilersheim, another name that can deal it in. But Van Lanen, I mean, he struggled out on the mound. Just leaves some hanging every once in a while. Payoff pitch. That swung on. It's a fly ball into shallow right center field. Troy Chunston has it, and the runner does not tag up, as the throw, I think, would have been on target. A nice throw from Troy Johnston. But I think the third base coach over there on the left side as well, being a bit courteous to the Bullfrogs. They wanted to be aggressive there. They probably could have scored. Instead, it's a fly out to right field, and a run stays standing over at third base. Carson Brashears digs in now. Brashears on the night currently sits at 1 for 1. First 1-2 fastball that clips the zone. 0-1. His last time up, he would manage himself an RBI single. The 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball wide, 1-1. Would lay down a sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning and would be walked in the 3rd. So he's been on base in all of his appearances. The 1-1 to Brashear comes in from Van Lanen. It's swung on and fouled away left side, and Van Lanen gets ahead in the count here this time. We'll look to try to close out this inning, not allowing a run to come across. And for the Bullfrogs, I mean, that would be an accomplishment in itself. 2-1 pitch, check swing, found the corner, strike 3. Van Lanen gets a much needed backwards K, his first strikeout of the night. So after allowing 2 runs in 2/3 of an inning, comes out here in the top of the 6th inning and leaves a runner stranded and not allowing a run to come across. Much needed confidence booster for the Bullfrogs. Stay tuned for the bottom half of the 6th inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello, welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joanne Stadium. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Bottom of the 6th inning, about to get underway. The Bullfrogs currently trail the Kenosha Kingfish 12-4. 12 hits on the night for the Kenosha Kingfish, 5 for the Bullfrogs. 13 actually on the night for the Kingfish, as the scoreboard is not caught up with here the actual score, as an error was recorded
against the Bullfrogs on a throw. However, the hit was never recorded off of that questionable error back in the third inning. Troy Johnston will lead things out for the Bullfrogs here in the bottom of the sixth inning. The left-handed hitter out of Gonzaga has had a solid night, you could say. A two-run shot back in the first inning. Watches a fastball run by outside for a ball, 1-0. His last time up would ground out to first, however. And time is called by Troy Johnston as a ball got behind the backstop from the bullpen out in right field. Count sits at 1-0. Delivery. Fastball that clips the outside upper portion. 1-1. Troy Johnston tonight, the right fielder for the Bullfrogs. This past season would bat .323 for Gonzaga. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and ground ball to second. Mike Bidet picks it up with the bare hand, throws its sidearm to the first baseman Bangert, and records the first down. Troy Johnston drops to 1-3 on the day. So after the ground out to second, Willie Bourbon, the first baseman, will dig in. Bourbon on the night for the Bullfrogs is 0 for 2. Flew out to left field in the third inning and grounded out to second back in the first. Left-handed batter out of Northwestern stands in. Has had his struggles on the season, comes into the game batting just .170. The left-handed batter stands in, and Austin Pazer comes set. Kicks the leg, the first pitch. Fastball wide, 1-0. Bourbon here recently for the Bullfrogs on a bit of a cold streak after he got on a hot one come the turn of the second half of the season. But hit a couple of homers for the Bullfrogs. But since then has really cooled down a bit. The 1-0 goes by wide. A 2-0 count now. Bourbon digs back in and Pazer kicks the leg and sends in the 2-0. It's swung on and missed. 2-1. Bourbon out of Northwestern University. Communication studies major. So he's not quite sure what he wants to do with it after it's all said and done. He's going to try to follow this baseball thing as long as it will last, he was quoted as saying. 1-2 pitch runs wide, or rather just hits the corner. And rather it was a 2-1 pitch and hit the corner and evens it up 2-2. Pazer deals in the 2-2. It's swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 up, 2 down here in the sixth as the Bullfrogs threaten to go down in order for the second straight inning. Dan Leckie, the third baseman, will now dig in. As in 2 innings and a third pitched out there on the mound, Pazer has allowed just 1 hit. That's his first strikeout on the mound tonight for the Kingfish, and Dan Leckie, the third baseman, digs in. Leckie on the night 0 for 1, managed the walk back in the second inning. Right-handed batter stands in, first one to him. A breaking ball that runs high and inside, 1-0. Dan Leckie out of the Patriot League, plays for Lafayette College. Would have been .291 this past season. 1-0 delivery. That one swung on and missed. 1-1. Dan Leckie, relative newcomer to the team, but with all the recent additions of new players, I don't even know if you can consider Leckie a new guy anymore. The 1-1 pitch comes into Leckie. Breaking ball that runs high. 2-1. Of course, Leckie now has played in about 11 games for the Bullfrogs. In those 11 games, batting .191, but has managed 2 home runs. Managed one last night against Fond du Lac. 2-1 pitch. Fastball that runs inside. 3-1, he gets ahead. When Leckie can get a hold of a pitch, I mean, he can send it way out of the stadium. We've seen a couple of balls that he has fouled off that have been launched.
3-1. That one swung on and fouled back. Talking about launching a ball, like he was thinking about sending that one into the green bay.
4-6-8, 78-20.
Right-handed hitter stands back in, supports the batting sleeves on the right arm. Payoff pitch comes in from Pazer. Fastball high for ball 4. The first walk of the night that Pazer has allowed. And he won't put the Frogs down in order. As Ben Hart, the second baseman, now digs in.
Third baseman, number 40, Dan Leckie.
Coming into that at-bat, Pazer had retired 6 batters in a row. Dan Leckie over at first, and Ben Hart stands in. Hart 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch to him, a fastball low, 1-0. There is a right-handed pitcher warming up in the pen for the Kenosha Kingfish. Austin Pazer out on the mound, comes set. Dan Leckie takes the lead at first. The 1-0 comes in. It's a fastball high, 2-0. Mitch Boyer started things out tonight for the Kingfish, and to start things off, you didn't really know how long he was going to be out there. Allowed 4 runs in the first 2 innings, but kind of found his groove. 2-0. Runs inside for a ball, 3-0. But with that being said, when your offense deals in 5 runs behind you, I mean, it kind of puts some pressure off of your shoulders. Boyer pitches 3 1/3 of an inning, allowing just 2 walks, striking out 1, and allowing 4 runs. So the ERA won't look good, but he's in position to get the win. Ball 4 comes across, and Ben Hart takes his base over at first, and with 2 outs on the board here, they're looking to rally. Pitching coach for the Kenosha Kingfish will come out to talk with Pazer real quick to calm him down as he's walked his last 2 batters after, as mentioned before, had retired 6 in a row. Zach Plunkett, the catcher on the night for the Bullfrogs, has played well. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. Managed a single back in the 4th inning. And on the season has played well. Right-handed batter out of the University of Arkansas. On the season for the Bullfrogs, struggling, batting just 185. But on the year for the Frogs has hit some long balls. As coming into the game for the Frogs, Zach Plunkett up there with the team leaders when it comes to home runs hits. Coming into the game, Plunkett managing to send 4 homers over the wall. Good for second best on the team. That one swung on and fouled straight back. 0-2 he falls behind. Staying on deck for the Bullfrogs is Jared Toby, designated hitter, who is normally a pitcher for the Bullfrogs, of course. He's 0 for 2 on the night, though. 0-2 count. Comes into Plunkett. Swung on, a slow grounder to the shortstop, or rather the third baseman who snagged it in front of the shortstop, Bashirs. Michael Sinks kind of steals one from him there. Probably the right play. Throws it to second and records the out there. A fielder's choice is what Zach Plunkett hits into, and it's the end of the 6th inning. Stay tuned for the top of the 7th. The Bullfrogs trail 12-4. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned. Frogs trail 12-4, 107.1 FM.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait. Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams. But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just a penny each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay Joanne Stadium here. Top of the 7th inning, about to get underway, and the Bullfrogs trail by 8. 12-4 Kingfish lead. New pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. It'll be Anthony Eglin, right-handed pitcher out of Trinity College. Trinity, if you're not familiar with it, out in Hartford, Connecticut. Eglin, however, not really a Connecticut guy. Grew up in Florida. The right-handed hurler was recently visited by his parents who came to watch him play some baseball. Personally, I think they came at a kind of inopportune time as they would have to travel out to Michigan to watch him play. However, did get to meet the parents. Very nice people. The Florida natives came up to watch their son pitch against Battle Creek. Anthony Eglin did have his troubles against the Bombers, however, allowing a few runs in little innings of work. The right-handed pitcher will look to try to bounce back here against the Kingfish as he comes into a situation where there's really not much pressure on him. Bullfrogs trail by 8, 12-4. Connor Doyle, the leadoff man, will lead off this top of the 7th inning. The first pitch that he sees is a fastball that clips the lower outside portion, 0-1. Connor Doyle on the night has had a good one, 2 for 4. The 0-1, that's swung on, a pop up into right field. Second baseman Ben Hart running over, gets underneath of it and makes the play in foul territory for out number 1. So now 2 for 5 is Connor Doyle as he jogs back to the dugout. And Mike Madej, the second baseman, digs in. Mike Madej on the night for the Kingfish is 2 for 4 himself. His last time up would hit an RBI double and manage an RBI single back in the 3rd inning. Anthony Eglin comes set, the righty, kicks the leg and sends one in. It's a fastball that finds the zone, 0-1. We're here in the top of the 7th inning where the Bullfrogs trail 12-4 and outs on the board. Nobody on. 0-1 pitch to Mike Madej comes in. That's a breaking ball that breaks all the way down into the dirt in between the legs of Zach Plunkett, which evens it up, 1-1. It was a packed house here tonight in Green Bay, but some fans have traveled on home as we have passed the 9 o'clock hour. Half-price beer night, Thirsty Thursday. Why would you not come out? 1-1. Fastball high and wide, 2-1. Was a crowded Bud Light Beach Club out in left field earlier tonight. That is kind of dispersed, but the Lineys deck out in right field, the beer garden that is. That one stays full. 2-1. Fastball that runs low in the dirt. 3-1 count now to Madej. Madej, the Purdue University product on the season, batting .218, but he's been on a tear here in his last 10 games, batting .310. 3-1 count. Comes in. Fastball wide, ball 4. Anthony Eglin walks his first batter of the night. And there's a runner at first for Jack Yalowitz, the right fielder, who digs in. Jack Yalowitz on the night, 1 for 4. Managed a single RBI in the 5th inning and was walked in the 5th inning as well. So rather 1 for 3, my apologies. The left-handed batter stands in. Anthony Eglin out there on the mound for the Bullfrogs this season, an 8.72 ERA and a 2-1 record. This is his 15th appearance. First pitch. Fastball wide, 1-0. With this being his 15th appearance, it puts him for the most appearances on the team of any pitcher. Was recently tied with Brett Falk and Darren Kelly. 1-0. Fastball right over the zone, 1-1. Alex Stodola warming up in the pen for the Bullfrogs, as well as Brett Falk. Anthony Eglin checks the run over at first and deals in the 1-1. That's swung on, a ground ball to the shortstop. Riley has it, a toss to Hart's in time, the throw to first in time. Bullfrogs get out of the inning with a 6-4-3 double play. A nice scoop out of the dirt from Willie Bourbon and gets the Frogs out of it. But it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Stay tuned for the bottom of the 7th inning. The Bullfrogs trail by 8, 12-4. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Wisconsin is this: without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Your prize.
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium. Bottom of the 7th inning, about to get underway, and due up for the Bullfrogs is the designated hitter, Jared Toby. Toby, normally a pitcher for the Bullfrogs, the Wayne State University product, so we will see what he can do at the plate. He hits for Wayne State University, and, well, he hits pretty well. Granted, he only had a few at-bats this past season, as he would only hit in his pitching appearances, but in 28 at-bats, he would manage a .273 batting average. Back in high school, Jared Toby, a highly recruited player, many all-academic awards throughout high school and college alike. Jared Toby, not just a guy that gets it done at the plate, but a guy that gets it done academically. He's had a 4.0 GPA since high school. First pitch into Toby. Fastball that runs way high, 1-0. A 1-0 count to Toby after the ball goes way high. There's a new pitcher out on the mound as the 1-0 runs high and inside for ball 2. 2-0. It's Tyler Paulson out there on the mound for the Kenosha Kingfish. Not the first time we've heard that name this season. 2-0. Swung on. A fly ball deep to left, but it's foul. Bounces into the Bud Light Beach Club. And it's a 2-1 count. Toby proving himself that he can get under the ball there. It stays fair. Likely would have been a fly out, however. He digs back in. Right-handed hitter, but a left-handed pitcher. 2-1. Inside. That one nearly hits Jared Toby in the back. Inches away from that one. A 3-1 count. He gets ahead. That's a fastball way high and inside. Nearly dangerous there. A 3-1 count, though. Tyler Paulson trying to retire the first batter he sees. The delivery swung on. That one fouled away left side. And Toby pulls that one away foul. Early on it for the second time. But it fills the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff. Just misses the zone. I thought that was the second time Toby had gone down looking. Instead, I think it misses just a bit low and wide. And he gets on base for the first time tonight.
Center fielder number 28.
And it comes in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mikey Falia, the center fielder, now digs in. Falia on the night for the Bullfrogs, 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI double back in the 2nd inning. Jared Toby takes his lead over at first. And the first pitch comes in. It's a fastball that comes across for strike 0-1. Now that I'm thinking about Jared Toby, of course, as I mentioned, a pitcher normally, I don't know if I've actually seen Toby sprint. I've seen him run, but he's normally joking when he takes off like that. A 1 pitch, a fastball that runs wide, 1-1. He has this like scamper type run where he doesn't really bend his knees all the way. But that's, of course, only in batting practice. I'm curious if he takes off like that on the base path as well. The 1-1 swung on, line drive to third. Toby gets back to first in time. Tough break there for Mikey Falia. If that's about anywhere besides straight at the third baseman there, Michael Sinks. Likely a base hit. Instead, it's out number 1. So Connor Bagneski, the left fielder, now digs in. Bagneski 1 for 3 on the night. Bagneski, a left-handed hitter, watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. Bagneski stands in, the 0-1 delivery. Swing and a miss, 0-2, he falls behind. 85-mile-per-hour heater. Bagneski with an open stance awaits. 0-2. Fastball that runs into the dirt. Puts a ball on the board. And Bagneski, of course, he's making his debut here at home. He's 1 for 3. Managed a single to lead things off here. Back in the first inning. Swings at the 1-2 pitch. A ground ball to the third baseman. Throw to second in time. Throw to first. Not in time as the runner, the first baseman, Bangert off of the bag. I don't think it would have been in time either way, as Bangert hits into the fielder's choice.
Shortstop, number 8, Riley Smith.
Riley Smith, the shortstop, digs in now. Smith on the night, 1 for 3. Would manage a single back in the first inning and come around to score off of the home run from Troy Johnston back when the Frogs had a lead. They led 4-0 in this game, but now trail 12-4. First pitch into Smith, a fastball that finds the upper portion, 0-1. The Minnesota product steps out, now stands back in, and Tyler Paulson, the right-handed hurler, comes out. Kicks the leg, the 0-1 pitch. That's swung on, a chopper foul left side over towards Chris Sabo. 0-2. Paulson on the season for the Kenosha Kingfish. Is making his debut. 0-2 pitch, runs high and inside. It hits Riley Smith in the helmet. My goodness. He seems to be okay. He scampers over to first. A terrifying pitch that gets out of hand for Tyler Paulson.
Number 2, Troy Johnston.
Making his debut on the mound for the Kenosha Kingfish here, normally a positional player. Hits Riley Smith, one gets away from him. And so with 2 outs on the board, runners at first and second now. Troy Johnston digs in, and a fastball runs inside for a ball. In fact, gets away from Wilkening. And both runners advance a bag. So 2 runners in scoring position now for the Bullfrogs, as Troy Johnston, the left-handed hitter out of Gonzaga, digs back in. He's 1 for 3 on the night, would manage the home run back in the first inning. The 1-0. That one swung on, popped up into foul territory on the left side. The third baseman, Michael Sink, gets underneath of it and records out number 3. That will do it for the 7th frame. Stay tuned for the 8th. The Bullfrogs trail by 8 runs. 12-4, Kingfish lead. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
It's the best time of the year to update your ride. NEW Credit Union's Super Summer Loan Sale. From July 10th to 28th, get super low rates as low as 2.49% annual percentage rate.
To jumpstart the big event, from July 10th to the 16th, you can find your perfect car, truck, or SUV from a selection brought in by trusted local dealers right to our credit union offices in Oconto Falls, Oconto, and Surrey. Compare them side by side. Or you can also visit a participating dealer and see their expanded selection.
Call NEW Credit Union for details at 800-924-1250. That's 800-924-1250. Get up to 100% financing during the Super Summer Loan Sale.
Borrower must meet NEW Credit Union membership eligibility and creditworthy requirements. All loans subject to approval. Example of repayment would be a monthly payment of about $17.75 per $1,000 borrowed for 60 months. Federally insured by the NCUA. Super Summer Loan Sale at NEW Credit Union. Get ready to own it!
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Noah Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Bottom, or rather my apologies, top of the 8th inning, about to get underway. Anthony Eglin still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs, and his lone inning of work back in that 7th would end the inning off with a double play. Due up for the Kenosha Kingfish will be Derek Bangert, the first baseman. Bangert is 1 for 3 on the night, would work the walk back in the 5th inning, and would come around to score in the 4th, registering a single as well. Bangert, the right-handed hitter, stands in out of Bradley University, and Anthony Eglin, the right-handed hurler, looks to continue his good pitching out on the mound. First one he deals in is a breaking ball that runs high, 1-0. Derek Bangert made 44 appearances this past season for Bradley University, registering a .333 on base percentage. Led the team in home runs with 14. The 1-0. That's a fastball that clips the inside lower portion, 1-1. He transferred into Bradley University, actually, after playing 2 years at Heartland Community College, where at Heartland he would bat .364. The 1-1. That one swung on and fouled away right side past the grandstand seating. 1-2. So Bangert, another one of those guys that has made his way up the college ranks from not being highly recruited out of high school into junior college and then into a 4-year university. The 1-2 pitch runs wide, 2-2, which almost seems the norm here in the Northwoods League. A lot of guys have worked their way up slowly but surely. 2-2. Fastball that runs low in the zone. A full count. Of course, one of the guys that did that for the Bullfrogs was Alex Pinner, who is no longer with the team and goes home, finishing his year out batting above 300, smacking a few home runs and leading the team in on-base percentage. The payoff pitch is swung on and fouled away left side. Count remains full. And Alex Pinner, in fact, would actually be ranked 4th in all of the Northwoods League for on-base percentage before going home. One of just a few guys who have left the Bullfrogs roster recently. Richie Tecco, his season has come to a close, and so has Alonzo Jones. Payoff pitch comes in from Eglin. It's swung on, a fly ball deep to center. Tracking back is Falia, now sprinting forward. Gets a read on it, gets underneath of it, and registers the first out. Austin Barato will now dig in, the designated hitter. On the night is 1 for 3, managed the home run back in that 4th inning. Was walked in the 5th, and his last time up in the 5th inning as well would ground out to the pitcher. The left-handed hitter stands in, and Anthony Eglin, the righty, comes set. Registered his first home run in a Kenosha uniform here tonight. First one he sees is a changeup low and in the dirt inside, 1-0. Barato batting just .242 on the season for the Kingfish. Got limited playing time this past season for national champions Florida, where he would play in just 8 games. 1-0. Fastball that runs inside for a ball. 2-0. Has played in just 17 games here in Kenosha. Or rather, for Kenosha, I should say. Of course, joining the team late as he was with the team all the way through. 2-0. Fastball wide. 3-0 now. Anthony Eglin out on the mound, toes the rubber. Nobody on, 1 out on the board. We're in the top of the 8th inning. 3-0 pitch. Fastball that runs wide for a strike, just clipping the outside corner. Nearly looked like a 4-pitch walk. Eglin out on the bump, stares down Barato. Comes set, kicks the leg, the 3-1. Fastball low for ball 4, and he walks Barato, the second batter that he's walked tonight. And Jesse Wilkening, the catcher, will dig in. Wilkening on the night is 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and a walk. Has had a solid evening. Anthony Eglin out there on the bump, of course, out of Trinity College. Has had some success at Trinity, however, is coming off of a down year. Would be the team's ace during his sophomore campaign, but this past season during his junior year would struggle. First pitch into Wilkening. It's a fastball high, 1-0. This past season for Trinity posted a 6.5 ERA and an 0-3 record and appeared in just 9 games. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. But back during that freshman year, he would be named the ace, appearing in 11 games, having a great strikeout to walk ratio. But would be rocked through a few games, posting a 5.40 ERA that season. The 1-1. Runs wide for another ball, a 2-1 count now. Of course, Anthony Eglin, he's the guy that doesn't eat anything. This summer, granted, he has kind of ventured out, and now he eats chicken, but the guys from Florida doesn't eat fish. 2-1. Runs wide for a ball, 3-1 count now. And if you haven't heard the story before, coming into this summer, he had never tried ketchup, never tried chicken, barbecue sauce, cheese, fish, really any of your normal foods. His parents joked with me that they eat all that stuff, but he just won't do it. 3-1. That one swung on and fouled away. A full count now. And granted, give Anthony his credit where it's due. He has ventured out this summer, tried ketchup, and has tried chicken, and it's almost because he's forced to, because that's the pregame meal majority of the time. But still not a big cheese guy. He's never eaten pizza before. Payoff. Swung on. Ground ball to the shortstop Smith. Throw to second in time. Throw to first. Not in time. Willie Bourbon can't scoop that one out of the dirt as the throw from Ben Hart is short. Could have been a 6-4-3 inning ending double play, but instead it's a 6-4 fielder's choice. Nick Canavas, the left fielder, will now dig in. Canavas 2 for 4 tonight. Had an RBI single back in the 5th inning and managed a double and came around to score in the 4th. Would ground out to shortstop his last time up. Canavas, another one of those newcomers to the Kenosha Kingfish team, and has played in just a few games. First one to him. Breaking ball wide, 1-0. He's out of Kent State from Brookfield, Wisconsin. A lot of guys from Wisconsin find themselves on that Kent State team out in Ohio. 1-0. Fastball that runs low, 2-0 now. But he's a guy that's had an interesting baseball career. Started things out in the University of Arizona. Transferred into Madison College, where he would bat .362. And then this past season, of course, played for Kent State. 2-0 pitch, found away left side, 2-1. Madison College, a junior college, so he doesn't have to sit out due to NCAA transferring rules. He gets to play, and this past season he played well. 34 games, hit .308. Canavas, the right-handed hitter and left fielder, digs back in with the 2-1 count. The delivery. That one swung on. Foul tipped into the mid of Plunkett. 2-2. He's got a baseball background, that's for sure. His grandfather actually played in the Cubs organization. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Anthony Eglin leaves one stranded and has worked 2 straight scoreless innings for the Bullfrogs. Bouncing back from that subpar showing in Battle Creek. Stay tuned for the bottom of the 8th inning. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network on the WOCO Sports Stream 107.1 FM.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brewpub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brewpub Pizza. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here in Joe Annie Stadium. Bottom of the 8th inning, about to get underway. There's a new pitcher out on the mound for the Kenosha Kingfish. It is right-handed pitcher Sage Brull. Brull, of course, normally a fielder for the Kenosha Kingfish, but he's a guy that has come in and pitched as well. Brull on the season has appeared in 3 games, pitched just 4 innings, and has struck out 2, not allowing an earned run yet, and allowing just 2 hits, has a 0.00 ERA. Sage Bull at the plate this year has appeared in 6 games, hitting 2 balls and recording 1 RBI. He plays for Madison College, and that name just seems to keep popping up around the Northwoods League. A JUCO school in Madison, Wisconsin, obviously, and I guess my understanding is all of the players come play in the Northwoods League. It almost seems like nearly every team has a member on their roster. First pitch into Willie Bourbon, who digs in and leads things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning, is a fastball that runs wide, 1-0. Of course, the Madison Mallards with their fair share of Madison Wolfpack players. 1-0. That one swung on. Line drive up the middle of the field. Base hit. The Bullfrogs finally register a base hit. It seemed like it had been some time since they had worked one. In fact, they haven't had a base hit since the 4th inning, back when they were still in the game. 5-4 back in the 4th when the Bullfrogs were hitting, but that next inning, a 7-run inning for the Kenosha Kingfish as they lead 12-4 here. Dan Leckie digs in, the third baseman on the night for the Bullfrogs, 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Swings at the first pitch he sees and misses 0-1. Dan Leckie last night for the Bullfrogs against Fond du Lac would hit a 2-run shot. That coming in the second inning, as really all of the offense for the Frogs recently coming in the early innings. 0-1 pitch comes in. It's fouled away right side past the press box. 0-2. Last night would take a 3-0 lead over the Dock Spiders and lose that one. And here tonight took a 4-0 lead over the Kenosha Kingfish and now trail 12-4. 0-2 pitch, a fastball way high. Catcher Jesse Wilkins has to jump up to keep that one from getting past him. 1-2. Leckie digs back in. The third baseman awaits. The 1-2. Fastball wide. Evens it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kenosha Kingfish using 2 different positional players as pitchers here tonight. Of course, Tyler Paulson came in the last frame. Paulson pitching that lone inning, walking 1. The 2-2 pitch. That swung on and fouled back. Count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dan Leckie supports the batting sleeve on the right arm. Evo Shield on the left arm. On the season, batting just below 200, but does have 2 home runs, and he's only been around for about 11 games. 2-2, swung on, line drive to the shortstop. Throw to second in time. Throw to first, in there. 6-4-3 double play. Leckie drops to 0-2 on the night after he hits into the double play. And Ben Hart, the second baseman, digs in.
Second baseman, number 14, Ben Hart.
Ben Hart on the night is 0 for 2. Would work the walk back in the 6th frame, but would ground out to short and fly out tonight. First one he sees is a fastball inside for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 delivery. Another fastball inside, but this one clips the corner. 1-1. Sage Brawl out there on the mound out of Madison College from Northbrook, Illinois. The sophomore this past season for Madison College would bat .294. Ben Hart swings at the 1-1 pitch. It's a line drive into left field, but it's foul by a couple of feet. Nearly got into the corner out there and left. Would have been a stand-up double for Ben Hart. Instead, it's a 1-2 count. Brohl did not play during his freshman year at Madison College. So he's a guy that's coming off of a season where he didn't play, where he played good this past year during his sophomore year. Trying to get some action here in the Northwoods League before going into fall ball next season. The 1-2. Fastball that comes across for a strike, a backwards K. And Brawl out there on the mound gets the Mallards out of the 8th inning. On to the 9th we go. The Bullfrogs trail 12-4. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned. 107.1 FM.
With O'Connell Falls Piggly Wiggly's 2-day truckload produce sale is Thursday and Friday, August 3rd and 4th. Red seedless grapes, 99 cents a pound. Cauliflower, 99 cents a pound. Fresh sweet corn, 6 for $2. Sweet cantaloupe, $1.99 each. Whole sweet watermelon, $2.99 each, and much, much more. Quality produce while supplies last at Witt's O'Connell Falls Piggly Wiggly's annual produce sale, August 3rd and August 4th.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium. Top of the 9th inning, about to get underway. Darren Kelly out on the bump for the Bullfrogs, right-handed pitcher out of Alabama State. The Bullfrogs trail the Kenosha Kingfish here 12-4, and they've been out hitting this one 12-6. The Bullfrogs took a 4-0 lead in this game. A 2-run shot from Troy Johnston in the first frame, and then 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning as well. That coming off a 2 RBI double from Mikey Falia. Since then, not much has happened for the Frogs. They would get their first hit in about 4 innings in this past frame, but besides for that, just about no offense. Their pitching has struggled as well, as they would give up a 7-run inning in the 5th, a 4-run inning in the 4th, and they allowed a run in the 3rd as well, just collapsing. The Bullfrogs on a franchise worst 7-game losing streak, and pending the Bullfrogs don't make a miraculous comeback in the bottom of the 9th, it'll be an 8-game losing streak. Darren Kelly this past season for Alabama State would have a relatively solid season. Kelly dealing in 13 strikeouts and 9 appearances. Back in 2016, he had an even better year. Posted a win, would deal in 32 strikeouts, and posted a 4.33 ERA. Out of high school, was pretty highly recruited. An honorable mention All-American for the Florida region, and was ranked the 217th best recruit. First pitch to him, that he deals in rather, is a fastball inside, 1-0. Michael Sinks, the third baseman, is dug in for the Kenosha Kingfish. Sinks tonight is 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Would fly out to center field his last time up. The 1-0 comes in for a ball and a 2-0 count. Sinks the 8-hole hitter, so Carson Brashears is on deck. 2-0 pitch, fastball inside, hits the batter. Hits off the Evo shield, so no injury to Sinks, but nonetheless still scary. Darren Kelly, as Sinks runs over to first, says, "My bad, man," as that one just got away from him. The second hit by pitch tonight we've seen by Bullfrogs pitchers. 3rd of the game, as the Kenosha Kingfish have dealt one in as well. So Carson Brashears digs in. He's had a solid outing. On the night is 1 for 2. Managed a single in the 5th. Would lay down a sacrifice bunt in the 4th and was walked in the 3rd. First one goes by for a strike, 0-1. The dish. Swung on. Line drive to first, past the first baseman, Willie Bourbon. It's into the corner. Rounding second is Michael Sinks, and he gets to 3rd. And Carson Brashears slides into 2nd for a double. The Frogs had looked good here coming into the 9th in the past 3 frames. Had put 3 goose eggs up on the board against the Kingfish, but not looking the same here in the 9th. Runners at 2nd and 3rd now. We're back up to the top of the lineup as Connor Doyle, the center fielder, digs in. Doyle is 2 for 5 on the night with 2 RBIs. He swings at the first one he sees, a sky-rocketed pop-up to the shortstop Riley Smith. He gets underneath of it and makes the play, and none of the runners can advance. And there's an out on the board. So after the flyout from Connor Doyle, Mike Madej, the second baseman, digs in. Madej 2 for 4 tonight with 2 RBIs and a walk. Madej, his last time up, would have worked the walk back in the 7th inning. He stands in, open stance, left-handed batter. Kelly Comes set, deals one in. It's a fastball that swung on and fouled away left side. Darren Kelly out there on the bump, a guy that actually comes from some athletic genes, as his grandfather actually played football at Syracuse. 0-1. Swung on, popped up in the infield. Ben Hart is called off by Riley Smith, who gets underneath of it, and it makes the play over by the second base bag. 2 away. So after Darren Kelly puts 2 in scoring position, he retires the next 2. As really, I mean, it would be almost a moral victory for the Bullfrogs just to put 4 scoreless innings up on the board after allowing that 7-run inning. Jack Yalowitz will now dig in. Swings at the first pitch he sees, a fly ball into right center field. Troy Johnston is caught off by Mikey Falia, who gets underneath of it out there and records the out. And sure enough, the Bullfrogs do get out of the frame without allowing a run. Darren Kelly helps his ERA out a bit. Of course, came into the game with the best on the team, but it'll get even better than that. Leaves 2 runners in scoring position after allowing a double and a hit by pitch. On to the bottom half of the 9th inning, the Bullfrogs trail by 8 runs, 12-4. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts. Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joanne Stadium. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Still out on the mound is Sage Brull. His last inning out there, allowed 1 hit and would strike out 1 in the 8th frame. We'll see what he can do here in the 9th. Due up for the Bullfrogs will be Zach Plunkett, Jared Toby, and Mikey Falia. Zach Plunkett, the catcher, is 1 for 2 on the night. Would work a walk back in the 2nd inning. Right-handed batter stands in. First pitch to him. It's swung on and pop up behind home plate. The catcher gets over to it, and it's popped up foul, right side rather, out of the stadium. 0-1. Wilkening, no shot of trying to put the mid on that one. And he crouches behind home plate again. Sage Brull comes set. The righty kicks the leg and sends in the 0-1. It's a fastball that runs wide. It evens it up, a ball and a strike. The Bullfrogs are back in action here tomorrow at 7:05 to take on this same Kenosha Kingfish team. 1-1. Fastball inside, 2-1. For what should be an expected sellout, of course, Friday night game here in Joannes. Why would it not be? The second to last Friday night game here. The last one coming against Kalamazoo back, or rather out on August 11th. As we're coming down to the season. 3-1. Swung on and popped up foul left side. Full count. Here comes Sunday, just 2 weeks left in the year. As in about 17 games, we still have 20 games to play. You do the math on that when we have a couple of doubleheaders coming up. Payoff pitch. That one swung on and fouled back. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Plunkett, of course, sat out this past season at Arkansas due to the transfer rule. Swings at the payoff pitch. It's a line drive into left field, a base hit. The 7th of the night for the Bullfrogs. And Jared Toby will dig in. Jared Toby, of course, normally a pitcher for the Frogs, looking for his first hit in a Bullfrogs uniform. And I'm going to pull for him here. One of my favorite things, I think, in baseball is watching pitchers get their swings at the plate. Did work the walk his last time up. Proved that he could put the bat on the ball, but they put him foul. First one to him is a change-up high, 1-0. Was taking batting practice before the game. Chris Sabo was throwing to him. And Sabo showing no mercy. 1-0 is swung on and found away right side. Toby swinging and missing, and not so much at the fact that he was struggling to see the ball, but Sabo was dealing in change-ups and breaking balls to him. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Toby falls behind. Toby's like, man, I haven't swung the bat in a few months. He's throwing me change-ups. He digs back in, down in the count, 1-2. The delivery. Swung on, line drive left side, foul. That one nearly found its way into fair territory. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Don't know how many more opportunities Toby will get to show off his hitting skills as a Bullfrog. Of course, in tonight due to an injury to Kyle Bin. The 1-2. Inside for a ball. That one nearly hitting Toby. Toby was going to stand in there for it. But it evens it up 2-2. Two. Swing and a miss. Toby goes down swinging. His second strikeout of the night. Hate to see that for Toby. Pulling for the hit there. But he goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the night. Did work the walk. If you want to try to put a silver lining in for the right-handed hitter out of Wayne State, a normal pitcher, as he walks back to the dugout, kind of exchanges some jokes with his coaches that sit over there. And Ellen Best and Chris Marstons. Mikey Falia digs in. First pitch to him. It's swung on. A fly ball to center. Tracking over is the center fielder Connor Doyle. And on the warning track out there, makes the grab. 2 away. Kenosha Kingfish and out away from breaking their one-game losing streak as they would split last night with the Lakeshore Chinooks. Both teams winning the game on the road. First one into Connor Begnaski is a base hit. Single out into left center field. Zach Plunkett rounding second. He's going to get into third, sliding in. Runners on the corners. The second hit of the game for Bagnaski. And there's something, if you want a silver line to this game. Well, Bagnaski showing that he can hit the ball. Of course, managed to hit last night in his debut. And a multi-hit game here tonight. Or rather, Kenosha Kingfish coming off of a 2-game win series against the Lakeshore Chinooks, the Lakeshore Chinooks. They win both games of the series. My apologies. On a 3-game winning streak coming into tonight. They're going to make it 4 here. Riley Smith, the shortstop, digs in. The first one to him. Swung on, a ground ball to the shortstop. Brashear scoops it up, throws it to second, records out there, and ends the game. The Bullfrogs lose to the Kenosha Kingfish 12-4. Their 8th loss in a row, a franchise record. That will do it here in Kenosha for those who on the Northwoods League web pass. My name is Nolan Ice. We'll be back here same time tomorrow. For those of you on the WOCO Sports Stream, stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, 107.1 FM.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait. Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin here at Joanne Stadium. Final here, 12-4. Bullfrogs lose by 8. They squander a 4-0 lead. 12 unanswered runs by the Kenosha Kingfish makes it 8 games in a row that the Bullfrogs cannot come away with a victory. That good for a franchise worst record. Losing pitcher on the night for the Bullfrogs is Will Gilbert, and a winning pitcher for the Kenosha Kingfish is Mitch Boyer. We'll take a look at the scores around the league, and then give you your in-depth box score presented by the Knight family. Mikey Falia went 1 for 5 tonight for the Bullfrogs. He managed an RBI on the afternoon. And let's take a look at the scores around the league, and then we will get into that box score for you, of course. Got to give you your Aurora Bay Care Sports Medicine Player of the Game as well. The Mankato Moondogs, they beat the Duluth Huskies 3-1. The Rockford Rivets, they lose to the Lakeshore Chinooks 4-1 in a game that took less than 2 hours. The Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, they beat the Wisconsin Woodchucks 2-1. The Waterloo Bucks, they lose to the Eau Claire Express 10-1. The Rochester Honkers currently have a 7-3 lead over the Wilmer Stingers in the bottom of the 8th. The Bismarck Larks, they lose to the St. Cloud Rocks 1-2. The Kalamazoo Growlers lose to the Battle Creek Bombers for the 3rd game in a row 3-8. The La Crosse Loggers, an 11-inning game, they lost to the Thunder Bay Border Cats 7-6. The Madison Mallards lose to the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors 2-1. And again, your final here in Green Bay, Kenosha Kingfish 12, Green Bay Bullfrogs 4. Let's take a look at the box score presented by the Knight family. Mikey Falia on the night goes 1 for 5 with an RBI. Bagneski goes 2 for 5, registering his first multi-hit game in a Frogs uniform. Riley Smith goes 1 for 4 with a run scored. Troy Johnston 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a home run. Dan Leckie goes 0 for 2, managed 2 walks and a run scored. Zach Plunkett goes 2 for 3 tonight, worked the walk as well, and scored a run. Jared Toby, in his debut at the plate, goes 0 for 3, but did manage a walk. Mikey Falia registered a double. Riley Smith was hit by a pitch. Troy Johnston with a home run, and Troy Johnston and Falia both with an RBI. Bullfrogs left 8 runners on base tonight. The Kenosha Kingfish left 9. Will Gilbert's losing pitcher. He pitched 4 1/3 inning, would allow 9 earned runs, 8 hits, 5 walks, and struck out 3. Van Lanen came in to pitch an inning and 2/3, allowed 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Anthony Eglin, he had a good showing. He pitched 2 innings, allowed no hits, walked 2, and struck out 1, not allowing a run. Darren Kelly would come in to pitch the 9th. He allowed 1 hit and hit a batter as well. Your winning pitcher for the Kenosha Kingfish, Boyer, he pitches 3 1/3 inning, gets the win despite allowing 4 earned runs off of 4 hits and 2 walks, striking out just 1. That will do it here in Green Bay. Your Aurora Bay Care Sports Medicine Player of the Game, Anthony Eglin. The first time that a relieving pitcher gets it, well, the Bullfrogs struggled offensively, and Anthony Eglin came in, and the Bullfrogs struggling, pitched 2 innings, not allowing a hit or a run, and struck out 1 in relief. The Bullfrogs fall to the Kenosha Kingfish 12-8, and the Bullfrogs will look to try to bounce back tomorrow, or 12-4, my apologies, and they will look to bounce back tomorrow against this Kenosha Kingfish team and try to break an 8-game losing streak. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Stay tuned until next time For those of you that have stuck around and listened throughout the night, thanks for tuning in. My name's Nolan Knight. It's been a pleasure calling Green Bay Bullfrogs baseball for you, as it always is. You've been listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. And as always, after a loss, here's your poem from, of course, the Bolke family.
Bullfrogs are having a tough time here in a big losing streak. Got this going here for them. So here we go. It's ode to the Bullfrogs. Those frogs try hard almost every day. Yet another loss in another way. Giving up walks, bloopers, bleeders and such. And frogs aren't hitting well in the clutch. The fans keep hoping for reasons for grins, but frogs instead give other teams wins. You know it'll come 'cause the frogs got game, but maybe what they need is to change their name. There you go. Good luck, frogs.
There you go, folks. That'll do it here in Green Bay. My name's Nolan Knight. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for Dave back in the studio helping me out tonight. And until next time, peace.
That has been Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM. Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Saskatchewan and Anderson, the NW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and Witt's Piggly Wiggly. Also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing. Stay tuned for more Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on 107.1 WOCO Stereo FM. Have a great day.